Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Sasuke demands Naruto's jutsu part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. It was a day like any other at the Konoha Ninja Academy. Yumino Iruka was giving a lesson on ninjutsu and chakra, and when these topics are discussed, one question is never far from the students' minds. Sensei asked his pink-haired student, Haruno Sakura, how do ninja use elemental jutsu? Excellent question, Sakura. Does anyone know the answer? Iruka questioned. Nature transformation is an advanced form of chakra control. It entails the molding and defining of one's chakra into an innate type of chakra nature, altering its properties and characteristics. Nature transformation is one of two necessary techniques for creating a technique, its counterpart being shape transformation, stated the ever-brooding Uchiha Sasuke. Correct, stated the scarred Chunin instructor. Of course you would know, Sasuke-kun, squealed Ino, voicing the opinion of 99% of the classroom's female occupants. Now Ino, no interruptions, reprimanded Iruka-sensei. Now can anyone name the 5 basic elements? Fire, wind, lightning, earth, and water, answered Sakura. Now Sasuke-kun will notice how smart I am, cha. That is correct, Sakura, stated Iruka, but what many people do not know is that there are 3 more nature transformations. Does anyone know what they are? At that the class got so silent one could hear the buzzing of Aburame Shino's insects, as the students thought of what the answer could possibly be. Well, don't feel bad, these are rather obscure affinities. In fact, only one person is believed to have mastered all 3 and his existence is believed by many to be a myth, Iruka stated. They are Yin-Yang and Yin-Yang release. Sensei, a certain blonde questioned, who was this person? Iruka, happy to know Naruto was paying attention, answered, the Rakuto Sannin. 6 paths? Questioned Naruto, as in the 6 paths of the desire realm in Buddhist cosmology? Getting over the shock of his students' knowledge of any religion, Iruka stated, I am afraid I can't answer that, Naruto. Giving into his curiosity, Iruka then asked his own question, why do you ask, Naruto? A better question is, how does a baka like him know anything about Buddhism? Proclaimed Inuzuka Kiba, Naruto's self-proclaimed rival. I know because I was talking to those monks in the village, dog breath, yelled an irate Uzumaki. Settle down, both of you. Iruka then continued, back to my question, why do you ask, Naruto? I just wanted to know because if those 6 paths are the same, then there should be one more nature transformation, stated a slightly smug Naruto. And that would be? Questioned the scarred instructor. Nothing. Laughter could be heard throughout the academy at that statement. Quiet, all of you! The irate sensei screamed. Calming down, he then admonished, Naruto, I thought you had a serious question. But sensei, I was being serious, Naruto cried. The monk said that along with yin and yang there is mu, nothingness. I think the same is true for Taoism. Naruto, I don't believe utilizing nothingness would be an effective style, even if it was possible, stated Iruka. Ha, I'm gonna be the Hokage someday, so I'll bet I could create a ton of mu-style jutsu, and show everyone just how effective it can be, Naruto proclaimed. That should be easy for you, Naruto, stated Sakura in a mocking tone. Really? Questioned Naruto, thinking Sakura was finally starting to see how great he was, and missing her tone of voice completely. Yeah, after all that's exactly what you are, a big nothing, Sakura finished, breaking the poor boy's heart in the process. Hurt but not discouraged, Naruto went on to proclaim, I'm not nothing and I'll show you that I can do it. Sensing things were getting out of hand, Iruka quickly stated, alright class, that's enough for today, class dismissed. Naruto was the first one out thinking, I'll show them, they won't laugh at me or call me nothing ever again. With that in mind, Naruto went to find the monks and asked them to teach him about mu. When the last of his students left, Iruka allowed his fatigue to show and slumped into his chair. I don't know what I am going to do with those kids, he said to no one in particular. A reel for your thoughts? A playful, feminine voice questioned. Looking over to the side, Iruka spied a beautiful purple-haired woman in a mesh shirt and tan trench coat. It was his sort of secret girlfriend, Mitarashi Enko. The two didn't actively try to hide that they were together, they just didn't advertise it. At least not after Marino Ibiki and Yohi Kurinai decided, on 2 separate occasions, to make sure Iruka's intentions were pure. A smile, albeit a tired one, found its way to Iruka's face as he asked, Enko-chan, when did you get here? Enko replied, I've been here for a while now, I just wanted the Gakis to leave. For the first time in a while, so did I, Iruka stated, remembering why he was tired. Naruto goofing off again? Questioned the special Jonin. No, the class was ganging up on him. He was actually on his best behavior today, answered Irika. Oh? It was meant to be a routine lecture on chakra and ninjutsu, Irika started to explain. But? Anko pressed. But then nature transformation was brought up, Irika continued. That wasn't the problem though, he added, seeing her confused look. Then what is? I mentioned the yin-yang and yin-yang release, and that caught Naruto's interest, Irika said. He then asked for details about who mastered the 3 releases. The Rikudo Sennin, Anko stated. Yes, but then he asked a few questions I found very interesting, Irika stated. Which were? Anko asked. He asked about the 6 paths and how they related to Buddhism, Irika started. I see he's been learning from the monks in his spare time, Anko noted. I think he's just happy someone besides me, Tuchi, I am, and the Sandaime don't glare at him, Irika replied. He then continued, that wasn't what caused the problem though, he asked about a 4th release. And that was, Anko asked, now fully immersed in Irika's story. Nothing. Not funny, Irika, don't think I won't cut you off from this for the next month if you do something like that again, Anko reprimanded while rubbing her hands up and down her body in a provocative manner. BB, but Anko-chan, that is exactly how he phrased it, Irika stammered. The citizens of Konoha may think I'm some kind of saint, but I have needs too, damn it. Irika thought, hoping to appease his snake mistress. Wait, what? Anko asked, her frustration forgotten, her emotional frustration at least. Well, at least he didn't call my bluff. She thought, remembering why she came to the academy in the first place. He said the monks told him about nothingness. Irika answered. I'm not sure I follow, Anko admitted. I didn't either, honestly, but I tried to answer as best I could. I was just happy he was participating, Irika confessed. I still don't see the problem, said Anko. It's just he then became determined to be the first to create the Mu release. I didn't want to dash his hopes, so I kept my mouth shut. Unfortunately, the other students didn't share my thoughts on the matter, Irika lamented. Why, what happened? Anko asked. She didn't know Naruto personally, but if he was important to Irika, he was important to her. Sakura decided to voice her opinion. She said it should be easy for Naruto to do something like that, Irika stated. The pink-haired girl, although she didn't like him, much less believe he can do anything, Anko said. She doesn't, she meant it would be easy for him because he is, and I quote, a big nothing, Irika finished. By this time he was shaking with anger. He wasn't alone, Anko was seething after hearing that. Both she and Irika knew how it felt to feel like and be treated like nothing. It brought back bad memories of just after Orochimaru abandoned her. She also remembered what Irika's life was like after the Kyuubi attack almost 12 years ago. Fortunately, the discussion carried us to the end of class, so I was able to stop things from escalating, Irika said. After calming herself, Anko said, from what you've told me, Naruto isn't someone who would attack Sakura, let alone raise his voice to her. That isn't what I meant. The class likes to gang up on him when things like this happen, Irika stated. He then continued, but this is different too, the kids laugh at his dream, but none of them have called him nothing before. And yet his classmates, and the village at large, do all they can to make him feel that way, Anko stated. I know, Irika said solemnly. He should be alright though, Hinata went after him, she'll make sure he's okay. The lengths we kunoichi go to for our shinobi, Anko joked. But let's change the subject, shall we? Yes, let's, Irika said, happy for the opportunity he needed to ask a question of his own. Anko-chan, he started. How does a romantic evening with just the two of us sound? Asked Irika. You mean we're gonna do it in one of the TNI holding cells tonight? Anko asked semi-seriously. No. Well, maybe if you really want, but I was thinking more like dinner, Irika managed to get out. Wait, did you say maybe to the sex at my workplace idea? Anko asked incredulously. That's what caught her attention. Irika mentally asked himself as a sweat drop formed. If that's what you want, just so long as we could do the same here one day, Irika answered. The beautiful kunoichi glommed her boyfriend and said, Oh, Irika-kun, I didn't know you were into that kind of thing. The nice ones always have a taste for danger, got it memorized. Irika responded, looking forward to where this evening would take him and his beloved Anko-chan. Hyuga Hinata, the heiress to the prestigious Hyuga clan, was a girl on a mission, find one Uzumaki Naruto and make sure he was alright. With her Kekkai Genkai, the Byakugan, Finding him was easy. Her real problem is what to say to him when she did find him. Hinata was a shy girl, even more so when her crush, Naruto, was near, but after what Sakura said in class, Hinata believed that she would have to at least ask Naruto if he was alright. Hinata knew that Naruto would usually brush off what others said about him, no matter how hurtful the comment, but this was different. No one had ever actually called Naruto nothing before. It was usually baka, dobe, and for reasons she couldn't fathom, demon. Hinata knew what it was like to feel like nothing. Most of her clan made her feel that way all the time. She always wished she had someone to lean on when that happened, but no one in her clan would help. She decided that she was going to be there for Naruto though. After 20 minutes of searching, she spotted him. No one else in the village wore as much orange as her blonde hero after all. He was talking to the monks who had stopped at the village. Naruto-kun, she thought happily, you're alright. I'm glad. Now that she spotted him though, Hinata was quickly losing her nerve, a common occurrence much to her annoyance. Ah, it seems we have a visitor, one of the monks noted. Is she a friend of yours, Naruto-kun? Huh, oh hey Hinata, what's up, Data Bail? Naruto greeted enthusiastically. Ayano, Naruto-kun, I was worried about you after what happened in class. What Sakura did was uncalled for. Hinata managed to get out, while blushing a color Naruto had affectionately dubbed Hinata Red. Yeah, I thought so too, but I've gotten used to it, Naruto stated sadly. What exactly happened? Questioned the eldest monk, Ichiro. Ichiro was a man in his mid to late 60s and was very much the image one would have of a monk, bald with a long white beard. A girl in our class called me nothing is all. Ichiro mused. In a way she is right, you know. What? Naruto stammered out. Don't worry Naruto-kun, I mean that each of us is like the vacuum of space, stated Ichiro. How so? Questioned Hinata, now curious as to what the monk was going to say. Are you too familiar with the idea of dark matter? Dark matter? Naruto questioned. In astronomy and cosmology, dark matter is a type of matter hypothesized to account for a large part of the total mass in the universe. Dark matter cannot be seen directly with telescopes. Evidently, it neither emits nor absorbs light or other electromagnetic radiation at any significant level. Instead, its existence and properties are inferred from its gravitational effects on visible matter, radiation, and the large-scale structure of the universe. Based on the standard model of cosmology, the total mass, energy of the universe contains 4.9% ordinary matter, 26.8% dark matter, and 68.3% dark energy. Thus, dark matter is estimated to constitute 84.5% of the total matter in the universe and 26.8% of the total content of the universe, Ichiro explained. So it might not exist? Questioned Hinata. Correct, Hinata-chan, Ichiro stated. But what does that have to do with humans? Naruto questioned. On a molecular level, everything looks like space, Ichiro stated. I still don't understand, Naruto admitted. The bonds between molecules are loose, much like the distance between planets, Ichiro stated. Are we filled with dark matter too? Hinata questioned. If it exists, then we most likely are, Ichiro finished. He then continued, going back to our original topic, what did you want to know, Naruto-kun? I was wondering if you can teach me about Mu. I want to try to create a set of ninjutsu based around that, Naruto reminded the monk. Interesting, Ichiro mused. Really, you think it's possible? Naruto asked. I can't say for sure, Naruto-kun. Many people would think you're crazy for suggesting such a thing, Ichiro said. He then continued, but, and most people don't know this, people thought Senju Hashirama was crazy before he and Uchiha Madara created Konoha. Awesome! Naruto exclaimed. Careful, Naruto-kun, Ichiro warned, if such a thing is possible it will be far more difficult than creating a ninja village. Mu is a state of mind, first and foremost, you will need that to get started and you are still so young. I know, but I'm not afraid of a challenge, Naruto stated. What do you think, Hinata-chan? Asked Ichiro. Ano, I think Naruto-kun can do anything he puts his mind to, Hinata stated with as much confidence as she could muster. Ah, but that would be the problem, wouldn't it? Ichiro stated. Oh, I think I understand, Naruto stated. We shall see, come Naruto-kun, I shall help you achieve a state of Mu, Ichiro stated. Awesome, arigato Ichiro-jiji, Naruto exclaimed. Naruto-kun. A mortified Hinata admonished. Gomenasai, Ichiro-sama. Now none of that, Hinata-chan, I am a man just like any other, Ichiro stated. He went on to say, I actually find Naruto-kun's energy to be refreshing. He's also doing me a favor. Really? Naruto asked. Yes, Mifune-sama of Iron Country has requested help in teaching samurai hopefuls to achieve a state of Mu, Ichiro stated. He went on, if I can help someone as energetic as Naruto-kun to achieve Mu, I should have no problem with the young trainees. Hey, Naruto stated, sounding slightly hurt. My apologies, Naruto-kun, I just fear that your energy and youth will work against you in this, Ichiro responded. I'm not afraid of a challenge, Ichiro-jiji. I'll achieve Mu and create the Mu release before the school year is up, Naruto proclaimed, practically radiating confidence. Don't get ahead of yourself, Naruto-kun, we haven't even started yet, Ichiro reminded him. Okay, Ichiro-ji or Ichiro-sensei, Naruto quickly corrected. That's a good first step, Naruto-kun. Let us go somewhere with less traffic, Ichiro said. He then asked, care to join us, Hinata-chan? Friends of Naruto-kun are welcome to join us. Yeah, come on, Hinata-chan, it will be great, Naruto exclaimed. Hinata-chan was echoing inside the poor Hyuga girl's head as she finally fainted. Ah, Hinata-chan, Naruto said with worry. She will be fine, Naruto-kun, she just fainted, Ichiro pointed out. Come, let us take her home. Okay, thank you, Ichiro-sensei, Naruto said. For what? For coming with me to take Hinata-chan home. The Hyuga clan doesn't like me very much. Most of the village doesn't. I am sorry to hear that, Naruto-kun. I have only known you for a short while, but I see nothing to dislike. Sniff, thank you so much, sensei, stated Naruto, holding back tears of happiness. You don't have to thank me for being honest, Naruto-kun. Hey, Ichiro-sensei? Yes? Why do you think Hinata-chan fainted? Is she sick? Naruto asked in all seriousness. Oh, Naruto-kun, it seems you have much more to learn. Hopefully what I teach you will help with this too, Ichiro thought. He then said, I do not believe so, Naruto-kun, but I am sure Hinata-chan will tell you why herself one day. And with that, the two made their way to the Hyuga compound to drop off Hinata, before beginning Naruto's training. Tension filled the air of Training Ground 7 as Ichiro and Naruto sat in meditation. Or in Naruto's case, attempted meditation. Naruto-kun, Ichiro finally said. Hi, Ichiro-sensei? Naruto responded. You must clear your mind to achieve Mu, yet I sense what happened earlier still troubles you, Ichiro noted. Flashback no jutsu. Ichiro and Naruto arrived at the Hyuga compound within mere minutes after Hinata fainted. Naruto hoped that there wouldn't be any trouble, but alas, it was not to be. At the entrance to the main branch household stood Hinata's bodyguard, Hyuga-ko. After seeing the young heiress being carried by the blonde Jinchuriki, he all but flew into a rage. Boy, what have you done to Hinata-sama? The angry steward demanded. I haven't done anything, at least I don't think I did, Naruto said in his defense. Then get your filthy hands off her now, brat, shouted Ko. Young man, there is no need to be rude, said Ichiro, coming to the young boy's rescue. Young Hinata-chan fainted. My young friend was simply bringing her home. Who are you? Demanded the irate Hyuga. Ko, a commanding voice said, calm down. From the doorway, the head of the Hyuga main household, Hyuga Hayashi, could be seen. But Hayashi-sama, Ko pleaded. Silence, commanded Hayashi. My apologies, Monk-sama. Uzumaki-san, my fellow clansman is quite protective of my eldest daughter. It is quite all right, Hyuga-sama. I am more interested in what Ko-san was about to call this young man beside me, said Ichiro. Oh? Questioned the Hyuga head. Yes, it sounded like he was about to say demon before he corrected himself, Ichiro stated. I and my fellow monks have been in this fine village for over a week, and I have never known Naruto-kun to be anything less than a kind young man. If Ko-san would like, I could refer him to an excellent optometrist so that he may be able to see the difference between a demon and a child. Now see here, Ko began. Ko, take Hinata to her room, Hayashi ordered. He then continued, we will discuss your Hayashi paused as he chose his next words, lack of manners later. Hi, Hayashi-sama. Once Ko had gone inside, Hayashi continued, I thank you for bringing my daughter home. I trust she was no trouble? No trouble, Hyuga-sama. I found her to be well-mannered and sweet, Ichiro told the Hyuga head. Yeah, Hinata-chan's great, Naruto added. Brief though it might have been, a smile played on Hayashi's face at the praise his daughter was receiving. I thank you again, gentlemen, but I must now take my leave, Hayashi said. That is fine, Hyuga-sama. Ichiro stated. Naruto-kun and I have things to do ourselves. I know I should not pry, but may I ask what a monk and an academy student would be doing together? Asked Hayashi, his curiosity getting the better of him. Ichiro-sensei is going to teach me to achieve a state of Mu, Naruto exclaimed. Mu? Questioned the now confused Hyuga. That is rather advanced for an academy student, is it not? Perhaps, admitted Ichiro, but Naruto-kun wishes to be the first shinobi to use Mu release. At that the Hyuga head let out a chuckle. I'll do it, just watch me, exclaimed Naruto. My apologies again, Uzumaki-san, I was not laughing at you, Hayashi said. It is just that you remind me of another man who claimed he could do the impossible. Really? Naruto asked, not completely convinced. Yes, the Yondaime, while not quite as vocal as you, always tried to prove he could do anything, Hayashi said. Whoa, seriously? Naruto questioned once more. Yes, although he never tried to create a new nature transformation, let alone based on nothing, Hayashi finished. Naruto-kun, we must hurry, Ichiro reminded the blonde. I am only in this village for 1 more week. I cannot help you after that. You're right, sensei, Naruto said. Turning to Hayashi he said, it was nice meeting you, Hyuga-sama. And you as well, Uzumaki-san, Hayashi said. Then, surprising everyone, the Hyuga head said, Ichiro-sama, I have a request. Yes, Hyuga-sama? If it is not too much trouble, would it be alright if my daughter joined you too after today? I think she would benefit from your teachings, Hayashi finished. I see no problem, Hyuga-sama, with your request, Ichiro said. He then asked, Do you Naruto-kun? Ichiro asked. The more the merrier, Naruto responded. Very well then, will you take her to your training spot tomorrow, Uzumaki-san? Hayashi asked the blonde. Of course, Hyuga-sama, Naruto said. I've kept you both long enough, now I must speak with Ko, Hayashi said as he turned to leave. Bye, Hyuga-sama, Naruto said. Until next time, Ichiro added. With that, the two made their way to Training Ground 7. I know it was brief, sensei, but what Ko-team said got to me, even though I should be used to it, Naruto noted solemnly. No one should have to get used to such treatment, Naruto-kun, Ichiro pointed out. But now I need you to empty your mind of all things. I'll try, sensei, Naruto said. Meditation and Mu are not something you try to do, Naruto-kun, they are both something you allow to happen, Ichiro corrected. Hi, sensei. An hour later Ichiro finally said, It is getting late, and you have class tomorrow. I think we should end here for now. Alright, sensei, a disappointed Naruto said. Do not get discouraged, Naruto-kun, Ichiro said. Few people achieve Mu on their first attempt, and mediation is the same way. But I thought it was something I let happen, Naruto stated. That is true, but one should really practice emptying their mind before attempting meditation. I just wanted to see if you were still committed to this after you learned how difficult it would be, Ichiro admitted. Of course, the future Hokage can't back out of something just because it might be hard, Naruto said. He continued, I also said I would do this and create the Mu release, and I never go back on my word, that's my nindo. Alright, Naruto-kun, you show such drive for one so young, said an impressed Ichiro. Practice clearing your mind tonight before bed and we will pick where we left off here tomorrow after you are done with class. Hi, sensei. And be sure to bring Hinata-chan with you, Ichiro reminded. I will, sensei. Good night. Good night to you too, Naruto-kun. After arriving at his apartment, Naruto made himself a cup of instant ramen. While eating, he went over what had happened during his time with Ichiro. I'm sure there is something I am missing. It's like I get close to meditating properly, and then I feel a bunch of anger. Well, whatever, I'll just have to do what Ichiro-sensei said. Deciding that there was no time like the present, Naruto decided to get ready for bed so he could practice clearing his mind. His nightly rituals completed, Naruto changed into his pajamas and sat on his bed in a lotus position. After a few minutes, Naruto was able to block all external distractions, but his mind was still racing. Maybe I should try to focus on one thing and go from there, Naruto thought. Thank Kami I wear a nightcap. With that in mind, Naruto began to focus on the piece of cloth on the top of his head. It quickly became apparent that this was a step in the right direction as Naruto was able to focus on a certain point. After a few minutes, Naruto was coming close to ignoring even this when he felt something pull on his mind. Kyuso, I know I almost had it that time, Naruto cursed as he opened his eyes. It was then he noticed his surroundings. It looked like he was in the middle of a sewer. Ah, gross. he exclaimed as he stood up quickly. Since he was in the lotus position, he was up to his hips in sewer water. Come to me, an ominous voice said. I know I probably shouldn't, but maybe I'll find an exit on the way, Naruto thought. With nothing else to go on, it seemed like a reasonable idea, so Naruto set out to follow the voice. After a few minutes, Naruto noticed something strange about this sewer. This is strange. There's only one way to go, no detours or anything. Just what kind of sewer is this? After a few more minutes, Naruto reached a dead end. At least he thought it was a dead end. A cage? What's a cage doing in a sewer? Just look at the size of it. The cage in question was at least the size of the Hokage mansion. Closer, the voice from before said. Why? Naruto asked. What? Why should I come closer? Because I am a mysterious disembodied voice. You are supposed to do as I say, the voice responded, its irritation evident in its tone. That sounds stupid and dangerous, and I'm not going to do it, Naruto responded. Grr, was all that could be heard as a giant claw hit against the bars in a feeble attempt to impale Naruto. Alright, fine, Naruto sighed as he came just a few inches shy of where the tip of the claw's nails would reach. So who are you exactly? Naruto asked. I am the Kyuubi no Kitsune, the most powerful of all Biju, the now identified Kyuubi replied. After letting that sink in for a few minutes, Naruto finally said, You're a lot smaller than I imagined. You meet a giant fox and that is all you have to say? An incredulous Kyuubi shouted. No, I would also like to know where we are, Naruto said. We are in your subconscious. Oh, neat, I guess. Don't you have any questions? For example, why am I here? Not really. I was born the night you attacked. People call me Foxbrat, and sometimes I see something on my stomach, which I now know is a seal. Also, even when I was alone, for some reason I could feel another presence. I assumed that was you. I've been here for years but have never known you to be particularly perceptive. When did this happen? I guess Ichiro-sensei and the others have been a good influence on me. Ah yes, the monks, Kyuubi noted. Kyuubi then asked, People treat you the way they do because of me, yet you don't seem particularly resentful. Why is that? You aren't the problem. People's closed-mindedness is the problem. Obviously, I attacked this village, didn't I? Perhaps, but after speaking with you I don't think you did it on a whim. People say I'm a monster, isn't that enough? For other people maybe, but I don't know your story. What made you this way? I told you I am a monster, Kyuubi said, trying to get his point across. I don't believe that, at least not anymore, and I know you don't either. Fine, you win, boy. I suppose there's no harm in telling you my story, said Kyuubi. Might as well get comfortable, kid. This is going to be a long story, he suggested. Okay, but what about? Don't worry, I put your physical body to sleep, the Kyuubi said, anticipating Naruto's question. Oh, good. After taking a deep breath, the Kyuubi began his story. Long ago, before the founding of the shinobi villages, during an era of endless wars between humans, there existed the Shinju, a tree that was revered as a deity which bore a fruit once every 1,000 years. Although it was forbidden to consume the Shinju's fruit, it was eaten by Princess Otsutsuki Kagaya, who used the chakra infused into her body to end the wars plaguing the lands. However, after Kagaya gave birth to a son who inherited the same type of powerful chakra, the Shinju's desire to reclaim its stolen power caused the tree to assume a monstrous form of what many christened as the Jubi. The furious Jubi rampaged throughout the lands until Kagaya's son managed to single-handedly defeat the beast and sealed it within himself. This act, along with many other great deeds in his life, resulted with Hagoromo becoming revered as the Rikudo Sennin. However, knowing that his death would unleash the Jubi back into the world to continue its rampage and reclaim the chakra that mankind now possesses, the sage separated the monster's chakra from its body before using Chibaku Tensei to seal the husk in what would become the moon. From there, the sage used his creation of all things ability to divide the chakra into 9 fragments that are each given a physical form and name. Over the centuries, countless humans failed to see the tailed beasts as sapient individuals with our own personalities and emotions, and because of our immense power, they sought the tailed beasts out as mere tools to be used or taken, a sentiment they absolutely detest. By the time of the formation of the shinobi villages, after his victory against Uchiha Madara in the Valley of the End, Senju Hashirama, the Shodaime, used his would-release techniques to capture and give several tailed beasts to the other shinobi villages as peace treaties, in order to stabilize the balance of power between them. That's wrong, Naruto said. That's exactly how it happened, boy, Kyuubi said. No, I mean what they did to you was wrong, Naruto explained. I can't say for sure what I would have done, but it's plain to see that you can think and feel like anyone else, you aren't pawns of power. But what about you specifically? That knocked the Kyuubi out of its stupor, right? Over the centuries, I had gained a reputation as an age-old natural disaster, appearing suddenly out of nowhere to attack areas that have been breeding grounds for the darkest aspects of human nature. At one point during the time of the formation of the shinobi villages, the Gold and Silver brothers of Kumo were assigned to capture me, but I swallowed them whole. However, the two brothers managed to survive and gain some of its power by eating the flesh of my stomach for 2 weeks, forcing me to regurgitate them. After that event, Uchiha Madara defected from Konoha and used his Sharingan to control and use me to help him fight against Senju Hashirama in order to exact his revenge. During their battle, Madara combined his Susanoo with me, increasing my offensive and defensive capabilities. However, Hashirama was able to remove me from Susanoo and released me from Madara's control, subduing me in the process. Sometime after the battle, Hashirama deemed me too dangerous to be allowed to walk free, and his wife, Uzumaki Mido, sealed me within herself, becoming my first Jinchuriki. Uzumaki? Susanoo? Naruto questioned. Yes, as I understand it, Whirlpool Country, which had already established a village, helped create Konoha. The Uzumaki clan, the founders of that village, are distant cousins of the Senju clan. They are blessed with longevity and powerful chakra. Mito married Hashirama as part of an agreement that the two villages would always be allies. And before you get your hopes up, that village was destroyed long ago. Iwa and Kumo feared the Fuinjutsu the Uzumaki clan was known for. Damn, also this probably means I should probably study seals. And Susanoo? Wow, he is all over the place, thought the massive Kitsune. Susanoo is the third ability granted by the Mangekyo Sharingan to those who awaken the abilities Tsukuyumi, which symbolizes the darkness of the spiritual world, and Amaterasu, which denotes the light of the material world. It creates a gigantic, humanoid being that surrounds the user. As one of the strongest techniques granted to those that have acquired the Mangekyo Sharingan, it is the user's guardian deity, but at the same time, it consumes the user's life. Mangekyo Sharingan? The next level of the Sharingan, Kyuubi explained. Then, in an attempt to cut off Naruto's next line of questions, he continued, the Sharingan is awakened when the user feels loss. A strange type of chakra gathers in the brain, which in turn awakens those damnable eyes. The Mangekyo Sharingan is awakened when even greater loss is experienced, but causes blindness after multiple use. The only way to prevent this is for the user to replace their eyes. In Madara's case, he used his brother's eyes, awakening the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. That's disturbing. Quite. Now, over a period of time which included the first 2 shinobi world wars, Mito kept me sealed away except for one occasion when the seal had weakened as she was going through childbirth. Toward the end of her life, Mito passed on this status and responsibility to another member of her clan, Uzumaki Kushina, who later became the wife of Namikaze Minato, the yandame. Although Kushina was terrified with the responsibility of containing me, Mito assured her that my hatred was powerless against her love. Wait, why is their relationship to the Kages important? It was decided that Jinchuriki should have a connection to their village's respective Kage, or leader in the smaller village, to ensure their loyalty. What does that mean for me? I'm getting to that. Almost 12 years ago, after the end of the Third Shinobi World War, your Sandame and his wife made preparations to ensure that I would remain sealed within Kushina as she gave birth to her son. However, despite keeping her childbirth a secret, a masked man discovered Kushina's location, killing her escorts and managing to break the seal, seizing control of me. Since Kushina survived the extraction, the man, who identified himself as Uchiha Madara, tried to have me kill her before the yandame got her and their son to safety. Soon afterwards, the masked man summoned me into Konoha and ordered me to destroy the village. While I was rampaging in the village and decimating the shinobi forces that tried to repel me, Minato managed to place a contract seal on the masked man during their fight to free me from the masked man's control. However, I still harbored, and do harbor, a deep hatred for Konoha for viewing me as nothing but a mindless beast and sealing me away for decades, and resolved to destroy the village without orders from the masked man. Before I could annihilate Konoha, Minato summoned Gamabunta on top of me, and quickly teleported me to Kushina and the baby's location, while letting my Biju Dama detonate away from the village. Soon afterwards, Kushina used her chakra chains to subdue me, planning to seal me back inside her before she died. However, Minato, knowing that I would revive without a host, and how great a threat the masked man is, came up with a plan to give their child the means to combat the masked man in the future when he decides to attack again. Since my chakra was too immense to be sealed within an infant, Minato first used the Shiki Fujin to separate and seal my yin half within himself, and then prepared the Hak no Fuin Shiki to imprison the yang half, me, within his son. I attempted to stop the process by killing the child while Kushina was weakened, But both of the parents sacrificed themselves to protect their newborn child and completed the sealing, with me cursing the pair during my last moments of freedom. Later, upon awakening within the child's subconscious and learning the nature of the seal, I quickly realized the situation behind Minato's intention. However, I calmly decided to wait and weaken the seal through the cracks of its formation with my chakra, determined to influence the boy as much as I can to use my power. You tried to kill me, that was a dick move. I just got out, I was in no hurry to go back, the QB stated. Remembering what Naruto said, he then asked, wait, is that all you care about? Well, it sucks that Hokage Gigi lied about not knowing who my parents were, and I am mad you didn't try to be the bigger man, or fox, but after hearing your story I can see why you are the way you are. It's that masked man's fault my parents are dead, really. Nice to see you caught that, but I thought you would be more excited. I am, but it's not like I can tell anyone. Would they really believe me? No, I suppose not. I have a few more questions. Which are? Is there a way to get your power back? Why do you want to know? Asked QB. I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up, he's just like the rest. Because it belongs to you. I'm glad Tusan was so concerned with my well-being, but I can't imagine how awkward this is for you. I don't know, maybe if I died and reformed, but barring that I can't say for sure, a stunned QB managed to get out. Second, is it true the Uchiha and Senju are descended from the Rikudo Sennin? Yes, but why is that important? Asked the confused Biju. Because that makes what Madara and the Shodaime did that much worse. Essentially, you and the other Biju are their aunts and uncles. They, more than anyone, should have known better than to sell you and use you as weapons. I may want to be Hokage, but the Shodaime has lost a lot of my respect. And your parents? I would like to think if they got the chance to know you things could have been different, but it seems like they did what they had to do. I'm sorry if that sounds callous. It's fine. Next, do you have a name? I do, but I don't trust you enough to tell you what it is. Do you think you will someday? Either of us asked for this, but I would like us to be friends. I'll consider it. Fair enough, and finally, could you help me? With what? Your Mu release, I wouldn't know how. With a sigh, Naruto said, well, that's alright, I'll figure it out somehow. After a moment of consideration, the QB finally said, wait, I can't help you reach a state of Mu, but there may be something I can do. Really? An excited Naruto asked. Yes, remember when you were younger, and you decided that if the people of Konoha were going to hate you, that you would hate them right back. Unfortunately, yes. On an island in Kumo, there is a place called the Falls of Truth. Supposedly those who go there will face their true selves. Let me guess, their true selves are always their inner darkness. Correct. How does that help though? Naruto questioned. It isn't as though I can just go to Lightning Country. That's where I come in, I can draw that part of you out, QB explained. Awesome! Naruto shouted. Keep in mind that I can't guarantee this will help. Don't worry about it, I trust you. Maybe you are different, Naruto, the QB thought. He then said, get ready, kid. Before Naruto could blink, he was in his usual day attire facing a boy that seemed eerily familiar, yet he knew he never saw this person before. The boy had straight red hair, red irises, and black corneas. What caught Naruto's attention was that this boy had whisker marks just like him. Who are you? Naruto asked, having a feeling he wouldn't like the answer. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, the real Uzumaki Naruto, the boy said. Of course you are, Naruto said. If I could feel anything, I would probably laugh at that, Dark Naruto said. What do you mean, if you could feel anything? Naruto asked. I am your true self, I discovered the secret to attain true power. I cast off all my weak emotions, Dark Naruto explained. Why did you qualify it like that? Naruto asked. Because, Faker, at this Dark Naruto stretched out his arms as beams of red light extended out from his palms, I discovered that. Yeah? Naruto pressed, afraid of what would come next. For added effect, play Darkness of the Unknown while reading the next part. Anger and hate are supreme. Dark Naruto finished as he struck Naruto with one of the beams of light. Damn it, that hurt, and I have nothing to counter with. What I learned at the academy never prepared me for this, Naruto thought as he crashed into a wall. What the hell are those things? Naruto asked as he got back on his feet. Remember that Mu release that you are so set on creating? Dark Naruto asked. Are you saying you've already done it? Naruto asked incredulously. I have at least taken the first step. I call these the ethereal blades. But don't let the name fool you, they can be used to bludgeon as well as slash. Admittedly, they look like beams of light, but if you notice that they cast no light, they illuminate nothing. Dark Naruto explained. He's right, it looks like they are glowing, but they don't affect the shadow and they don't make things brighter either, like they are between light and dark, Naruto thought. He didn't have time to do much else as Dark Naruto charged him again, this time catching him in the chest. I think he cracked my ribs, and there's no way I can overpower him. Think maybe something he or Kyuubi said will give me a clue. Naruto's thoughts were interrupted as he was hit with another attack from the Dark Naruto's blades. I can't take much more of this, I need the answer now. Wait, Kyuubi mentioned my old attitude towards the villagers. I thought he was just bringing that up to tell me what I would be up against, but maybe that's the clue I need. With that, Naruto remembered his long-discarded philosophy. It was winter, the glare seemed extra cold. I had wandered into an empty training field and saw a frozen pond. I knew what ice was before that, but I had a though. Ice can't feel the cold, it has no warmth to cool. If I become like ice, maybe it won't be so bad. With that, I had resolved to throw away my warm emotions and live my life with an unfeeling, uncaring soul of ice. But I soon found out it had a drawback. I felt empty inside, not just when people glared at me but all the time. I never felt that way when I was by myself before. After a few days, Hokage Gigi noticed I seemed to be upset. That was the first time someone took me to the Ichiraka ramen stand. Tuchi-san's and Ayam-chan's kindness helped me melt that soul of ice. I need to melt his soul of ice. Aren't you going to fight back? Dark Naruto asked, having grown bored with using Naruto as a punching bag. No, you're going to give up of your own free will, Naruto stated. Now that is funny. Why would I do that when I'm winning? Dark Naruto asked. Because we're the same. I know you'll feel empty if it ends like this, and I also know you hate that empty feeling. With that, Naruto began to make his way over to his dark side. What are you talking about? Stay away from me! Dark Naruto yelled as his ethereal blades disappeared. What's going on? What did you do? Those blades were created by your feelings of emptiness. You don't have to feel empty anymore. Let me melt that soul of ice, Naruto stated. You got rid of my blades, now you're denying me my right to exist? Dark Naruto asked, fear evident in his voice. Of course not, you're me, the me who thought he could ease his pain by making himself like ice. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore, Naruto explained. But what will happen to me? Dark Naruto asked, calming ever so slightly. You'll stay with me. We're the yin and yang of Uzumaki Naruto. Together we'll find what lies in between, Naruto declared. With that, Dark Naruto's eyes changed to match the originals as he said, yes, you're right, let's do it. In an instant, Dark Naruto charged towards his counterpart. Before he made impact, he became transparent and merged with the original. Welcome back, Kyuubi said. Then he asked, how do you feel? Not to be insensitive, but I feel complete, Naruto answered. Don't rub it in, the Biju said. What happens now? Naruto asked. No much really, your mind is now, as you pointed out, complete. Then do you mind if I try something before I leave? Naruto asked the Biju. Try what? Kyuubi asked. You'll see, Naruto said as he got into the lotus position. After a few minutes of nothing happening, Kyuubi began to grow impatient. Just because it's your mind doesn't mean I don't deserve to have time to myself. But the tirade was cut off as Naruto thrust out his hands and beams of bluish-gray extended out of his palms, doubling his reach. I did it, Naruto said, waving his ethereal blades in his excitement. Watch it, and what is it you've done exactly? Kyuubi asked. The ethereal blades fizzled out and Naruto said, I managed to use the ethereal blades, at least for a little while. This must mean I'm headed in the right direction. Use them in battle and create some mu-release jutsu, then I'll be impressed, Kyuubi said. Then he added, I might even respect you enough to tell you my name afterward. But right now I think you need to wake up. Alright, thanks Kyuubi, and I'm gonna hold you to that, Naruto said as he left his mindscape, ready for the challenges of a new day. When Naruto woke up, he noticed that the Kyuubi's estimate was off. It was indeed morning, specifically 3 a.m. Great, the academy doesn't start for 4 more hours. I guess I could meditate and see if I can summon those blades again. With that, Naruto got into the lotus position and started to meditate. This time it was much easier, but he made no progress with the ethereal blades. You haven't reached Mu yet, you won't be able to summon the blades outside of your mind, a gruff voice said in Naruto's head. I should have figured, but at what point does one reach Mu? Naruto asked Kyuubi. I think the old man explained it once, you have to ignore everything around you. Who is the old man? The Rikudo Sennin, obviously. I suppose he would know, but that doesn't sound too hard. There is more to it than that. It is meditation, but it isn't like normal meditation. Either this world does not seem to take kindly to being ignored, or nothing is protective of its territory. The second part of that statement makes no sense. Does nothing have a consciousness? I don't know, this is just what I've heard. It didn't make sense when the old man said it either, the QB said, getting irritated. Sorry, but this is confusing. It's fine, but if I am correct, once you achieve Mu you won't need to meditate to use Mu release, you could just will your ethereal blades to appear. You shouldn't need hand signs for Mu Jutsu either, but that is just speculation based on what I know about Yin and Yang Jutsu. Okay, want to meditate with me? No, but I will keep quiet while you do it. Alright, I guess I should get ready for class. With that, Naruto shut off his alarm clock, since he wouldn't need it, and began his morning routine. After a breakfast of cup ramen, he set out for the academy. I don't think I've ever gotten here this early, Naruto thought as he entered the classroom. He was used to it being more crowded when he arrived, but right now the only occupants were Hinata, in the back, and Sasuke in the corner near the front. Seeing his partner for his after-class lessons, Naruto made his way up to Hinata to tell her what they would be doing. Hey, Hinata-chan, the energetic blonde exclaimed. He called me Hinata-chan, thought an elated Hyuga heiress. Ohio, Naruto-kun. Did your father tell you what we would be doing after class? Naruto asked the shy girl. Yes, but he did not say where to meet Ichiro-sensei. Hinata managed to get out as color rose in her cheeks. We have to go to training ground 7 after class. I can't wait, Naruto told his classmate. By this time the rest of the class had begun to enter the room, so the two decided to get ready for the lesson. When all the students arrived, Irika and another man entered. This man had bluish-white, shoulder-length hair, had the same build as Irika but had much paler skin. Class, today we have a new instructor joining us. This is Mizuki-sensei. Got it memorized? Irika told the curious students. Hello, as you now know, my name is Mizuki. I hope you find me to be as good of a teacher as Irika-sensei, the now identified Mizuki greeted. While he did this, he scanned the room. When he spotted Naruto, his eyes hardened briefly, but Irika managed to catch it. I was afraid of this. I better keep an eye on this one, Irika thought. He then mentally sighed. I thought if I became a teacher I could escape the icky jobs. Great lesson today, Irika-san. See you tomorrow, Mizuki said as he left the classroom. Yeah, you too, Mizuki-san, Irika said. After he was certain Mizuki was gone, he collapsed into his chair. Enko-chan, you can come out now, Irika said to the hidden snake mistress. And here I was hoping to surprise you, Enko said as she pouted. She then jokingly asked, since when do you need an assistant? That's what I was hoping you could tell me. I know you saw the whole lesson, Irika said with a small smile. He then said, I know it's a fantasy of mine, but I don't think you should play hooky on the off chance an opportunity may present itself. We've been slow at TNI today, but I didn't come here so you could have some TNA, at least not while the Gakis are here, Enko said playfully. Getting serious, she then said, I actually came to stake out and warn you about Mizuki. I had a feeling that something was up. I remember Mizuki from when we were kids and he's always had this dark air about him. Well, yesterday he was suspended from active duty because he is under suspicion of murdering a fellow shinobi while on a mission, Enko said with a hint of worry in her voice. I'm not sure I understand, Irika said. One of his teammate was injured and never made it back, but according to the other member of that squad the injuries were not fatal, but it made movement impossible for the now dead member of the squad, Enko explained. So the obvious course of action is to suspend the possible murderer and put him around children. That makes sense, Irika said, his tone heavy with sarcasm and worry for his students. I don't like it either, but he told a sob story to the council and the civilians decided he had to take care of himself somehow while the investigation is carried out. It's not your fault this happened, Enko-chan, and I have a pretty good idea of why they put him here if his piss-poor attempts to help Naruto are any indication, Irika said. He then continued, but two things don't make sense to me. Why would Hokage-sama allow this? And more than half of my students are from civilian families. Shouldn't the civilian council be more worried? The academy is kind of a gray area. You know better than I do that those enrolled are enjoy dual status as civilians and ninja, at least to some degree, Enko explained. She then went on, the professor or not, Hokage-sama can only handle so much legalese, and the lawyers on the council know they can take advantage of that. They exploited every loophole they could to get Mizuki here. And I suppose someone told him the charges would disappear if he took care of Naruto? Irika asked. It's purely speculation at this point, But I have no doubt that you're right, Irika-kun, Enko said. Well, unfortunately Mizuki isn't dumb enough to do anything rash, so I can't get rid of him, and I suppose the only evidence of wrongdoing is the conflicting mission reports? Irika said, thinking out loud. That's right, Enko said. She then asked, what do you think he is trying to do? From what we both saw, I would say he is trying to sabotage Naruto, and then he will probably try to offer private lessons, away from witnesses, Irika reasoned. He continued, fortunately, I made sure Naruto would remember the proper taijutsu form as well as how to throw kunai and shuriken. I know, you said got it memorized? So often I was thinking of creating the Yumino Irika drinking game, Enko joked. Getting serious, she warned, just be careful, I think Mizuki is going for a long con. I don't doubt it, Irika said. Then smirking he said, now, I think we have something else to discuss. Oh, whatever could you mean, Irika-sensei? Enko asked, playing along. We need to discuss your actions during class, Mitarashi-san, and of course take the appropriate measures, Irika said slyly. I'll do anything, sensei, please don't tell my parents, Enko said, continuing with Irika's game. This is going to be fun, they both thought. At Training Ground 7, Naruto and Hinata found Ichiro waiting for them. Ah, Naruto-kun, Hinata-chan, I am glad to see that you made it, Ichiro greeted. I wouldn't miss it for anything, Ichiro-sensei, Naruto said. I am looking forward to this as well, Ichiro-sama, Hinata managed to get out. I am glad to hear that because we only have a few days before my colleagues and I must leave for Iron County, Ichiro said. You'll be back though, right? A visibly worried Naruto asked. I cannot say for certain, Naruto-kun, but our monastery is not far from Konoha. You are always welcome to visit, Ichiro answered sadly. He had grown so fond of the young blonde. I guess, was all Naruto could say. It will be all right, Naruto-kun, Hinata said in an attempt to console her crush. You're right, and I'll still have you, Hinata-chan, Naruto said with a smile. Are all right, Naruto-kun, Hinata said, fighting back the urge to faint. Now let us begin, Ichiro said, coming to Hinata's rescue. Hi, his young charge said while getting into the lotus position. Now remember, Mu training is a special form of meditative martial arts training. It involves the ability to ignore everything around you. If you can make your minds blank, you will succeed, Ichiro explained. Continuing, he said, I have told Hokage-sama what we will be doing, so you two should not have many interruptions. Hi, sensei, the two academy students said. Now I have an errand to run. Begin once I leave and I should be back by the time you two are finished, assuming you two succeed, Ichiro said. He then took his leave to run his errand. The two meditated in silence for a few minutes, but soon the world around them seemed to grow louder. After a while the atmosphere of the training ground changed. If the two had opened their eyes, they have seen Ko and Irika appear from nowhere. Hinata-sama, your father is asking for you. You must stop your meditation at once and come with me, Ko said. Naruto, what do you say we head to Ichiraku's for some ramen, my treat, Irika said. The two ninja in training ignored them as Ko and Irika faded from existence. The atmosphere changed again. Two figures appeared before them, not that the two kids noticed. Had the two opened their eyes, they would have seen two men. One was the Rikudo Sennin in his prime, the other was a man with Byakugan eyes. He was a tall man dressed in armor not unlike the shodames. He had a long face with a broad chin and pronounced cheekbones, long black hair, which reached to his lower back, and thin eyebrows, well-kept mutton chops which connected with a mustache, but was otherwise clean-shaven. It was the founder of the Hyuga clan, Hyuga Hero. Uzumaki Naruto, the Rikudo Sennin began, although only Naruto could hear him. Hyuga Hinata Hero started in a voice only Hinata could hear. I am the progenitor of your family line, the two apparitions continued. To complete your trial, I am going to break your legs. You will lose the use of them. Do you accept this? The two asked their respective descendants. Upon receiving no answer, the two broke the children's legs. Naruto and Hinata felt intense pain but kept meditating as though nothing had happened. So, you cannot walk as your legs are broken. Next, I will tear your arms off. Do you accept this? The apparitions asked the students. Once again no answer was given and pain exploded within the children's minds, but still they ignored the torture. The spirits continued, now I shall cut your ears off. You don't mind losing your hearing, do you? Do you accept this? Once more the two were ignored and once more they made good on their word, but Naruto and Hinata managed to keep meditating through it all. Now, Naruto the Rikudo Sennin started. Now, Hinata Hero began. No legs, no arms, no sound, by floating words through the air. I must ask, do you care if I take your eyes? Do you want to live in eternal darkness? I shall steal your sight, do you accept this? The two asked, not that either child paid any attention to them. With that the two felt as if their eyes were destroyed. The spirits then continued directly into the children's respective minds. Now my child, I can only communicate directly with your mind. Your mind is all you have left. In the end I will take your mind too, but you probably don't want to allow that, do you? You cannot answer, can you? You cannot even move. Are you sad? Are you lonely? If you lose your mind you will also lose any feelings of sadness. Do you accept this? I will take your mind, child, know that I will possess it. Naruto and Hinata persevered through even this as everything went blank. Without knowing how much time had passed the two opened their eyes simultaneously, and they saw Ichiro. Congratulations, you two, you have passed your trial and should now understand the essence of Mu, the monk explained. That was intense, Ichiro-sensei, Naruto stated as he got up and went to help Hinata to her feet. It felt so real, Hinata added. That is why so few complete the training. The world around us creates illusion to prevent us from understanding Mu, and when that does not work it is as if nothing seeks to scare us off, Ichiro explained. He continued, I had no doubt in my mind you two could do it though. Why is that, sensei? Hinata questioned. I just have a feeling that the two of you are very special children, Ichiro said simply. Changing the subject he said, Naruto-kun, your birthday is coming up, is it not? Yeah, but it's not like anyone celebrates it, Naruto said sadly. Well, I have something for you, consider it an early birthday present, Ichiro said as he handed Naruto a package. What is it? Naruto asked as he opened the package. Inside the package was a coat of an unusual design. It was black and white split down the middle, white on the right and black on the left. It was decorated on the bottom with a flame motif, blue flames on the black side and red flames on the white side. It also had long sleeves and a hood and one long zipper. Wow, this is the best present I've ever been given, Naruto said as he felt his eyes mist up. A present for the future Hokage and creator of the Mu release, Ichiro said. I'll make you proud, sensei, and I'll become someone worthy of this coat too, Naruto proclaimed as he took off his jacket and replaced it with his new coat. I think it looks good, Naruto-kun, Hinata said. I concur, you look quite dashing, Ichiro added. Thank you, both of you, Naruto said. At this point tears of happiness were streaming down his face as he hugged Ichiro and went to hug Hinata. Must not faint, Hinata thought as she returned Naruto's embrace. Oh yeah, there's something I want to show both of you, Naruto said excitedly. With a bit of concentration Naruto summoned his ethereal blades. Naruto-kun, what are those? Ichiro asked the question on both his and Hinata's minds. These are ethereal blades, blades of pure nothingness, Naruto explained proudly. I managed to use them last night but I couldn't hold them for long. I see, well now I know that I was right, you are a special child, Naruto-kun, Ichiro said. You're amazing, Naruto-kun, Hinata added. Thanks, sensei, Hinata-chan, said Naruto as he dismissed the blades. Well, it is almost time for dinner, and I cannot teach the two of you anything else at this point, so with that I dismiss you both and wish you a pleasant evening, Ichiro stated. Good night, sensei, his students said as they made their way back to the village proper. It is a shame I must leave at the end of the week. I am curious as to how they will progress, Ichiro thought as he made his way back to his lodgings. Oh well, I will be sure to come back as often as I can to see them, and with that though Ichiro met up with his fellow monks to discuss the day's events. It had been a few days since the monks departed from Konoha. Naruto may not have taken this development well but he knew he had to power through it. Hinata had accepted that the monks had to leave better than Naruto, so she did her best to console her crush. The two now trained together regularly with most of their time being devoted to development and incorporation of Mu techniques. Naruto had discovered that he could create invisible barriers in addition to using the ethereal blades which he had decided to call interdiction. Hinata had helped him come up with that name after it was discovered that once someone was struck with one of the blades their chakra network and nerve impulses were disrupted for a short time. After just a tap Hinata could not use her arm or mold chakra for 5 minutes. Currently, the two were trying to increase the duration of the disruption and incorporate the effects into the Juken-style taijutsu. Trying being the operative word as Naruto's thoughts were elsewhere. I need to tell her but I'm scared, Naruto thought. For the past week Naruto had attempted to tell Hinata about his status as a Jinchuriki. Unfortunately one friend had left for Iron Country for an indeterminate amount of time and Naruto was in no hurry to lose another. I don't see why you're worried. The elder monk took it pretty well, the Kyuubi pointed out. I guess, but he said Hokage Jiji told him beforehand, Naruto thought back. Ichiro had explained that he had asked the Hokage about Naruto's treatment within the village. S-class secret, my ass! Naruto thought indignantly. Indeed, shinobi villages are surprisingly bad at keeping secrets, Kyuubi observed. Continuing, he said, but your little mate over there deserves to know. I know, maybe it would be easier if she could meet you, Naruto thought. Remembering the other part of the Kyuubi's statement, he responded, and Hinata-chan isn't my mate, she isn't even my girlfriend. Maybe someday though, Naruto finished while trailing off at the end. What was that last part? Kyuubi asked, hoping to get a rise out of his Jinchuriki. Me getting my hopes up, Naruto lamented. I feel something for Hinata-chan, but I don't know what it is. No one has taught me about this stuff. At least you're not pining after the pink-haired girl, Kyuubi said, happy that Naruto was headed in the right direction. You should remember every bit of pain she caused you though, to hold over her head when the day comes that she needs your help, Kyuubi suggested. I can't, I need to be an adult about this, especially considering I lectured you about grudges, Naruto responded. Also, my memory isn't that good, Naruto admitted. I could remember for you, we are partners after all, Kyuubi suggested. I'll get back to you on that, right now I have something to do, Naruto responded, finally finding his resolve. Hinata-chan, there's something I need to tell you if we're going to stay training partners, Naruto said suddenly. What is it, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked worriedly. She hoped Naruto wasn't disappointed in her lack of progress. This would be so much easier if the two of you could meet. Naruto finally got out. What do you mean? Hinata questioned. I want to try something. Could you hold out your hands, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. Okay, Hinata said as Naruto reached out and grabbed her hands. I don't appreciate you showing me off to others, Naruto, Hinata heard in her head. Who is that? Hinata asked, surprise evident on her face and in her voice. That was the Kyuubi no Kitsune, Naruto said. I'm sorry, Hinata-chan, this was the only way to explain that I thought would make sense, Naruto apologized. I don't understand, Hinata admitted. You can just think, girl, I can hear your thoughts as long as you and your little boyfriend make physical contact, Kyuubi told the confused Kunoichi hopeful. Naruto is a Jinchuriki, a human with a biju sealed inside him. The people of this village can't tell the difference between a human child and a fox that is the size of a mountain, the fox went on. I'll handle the rest, thanks Kyuubi, Naruto said. The night of October 10th, 12 years ago, the Kyuubi was released from his previous Jinchuriki. The Yondaime, in order to save the village, resealed the Kyuubi inside of me, Naruto explained. That explains what Kosan meant, Hinata thought. She then said, Oh Naruto-kun, I'm sorry your life has been so hard because of something you can't control. Kyuubi isn't the problem, not really, Naruto explained to his friend. I wish you could see my memories because there is a lot more to this story, and it would take a long time to explain, Naruto said. Me too, Hinata said. Just then something happened, Naruto-kun, you're disappearing, Hinata almost screamed. What? Naruto said, looking down at himself. It was true, his body had become transparent. What's going on? Naruto asked fearfully. Naruto-kun! Hinata yelled as she reached out to embrace Naruto as though it would stop what was happening. Unfortunately, she passed right through him. Ah! Both kids shouted in shock as both received a massive rush of memories that were not their own. Are you alright, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked, while wondering what it was that he saw. Yes, I'm fine, and you're solid again, Hinata responded. She then asked, Naruto-kun, was all of that real? Your father was the Yondaime? Wait, what else did you see? Naruto asked, hoping to confirm his suspicions. You talking to the Kyuubi, people glaring, something about a soul of eyes to stop the pain, Hinata started to list. My memories, then that means Naruto trailed off. He then said, Oh Hinata-chan, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had such a hard life. You saw my memories? Hinata asked, fearful that Naruto knew her secret. Yeah, I can't feel the emotions that go with them though, but that's probably for the best. I don't know if that would qualify as sensory overload, but it would definitely be too much to handle. Oh, Hinata said after letting out a sigh of relief. Also, I need to thank you. For what, Naruto-kun? For always being there, even when I didn't know it. You're welcome, Naruto-kun, I'll always be there to support you. Thank you, Hinata-chan, but I'm afraid I have to ask to invade your privacy again. You want to try to perfect that technique. You understand me so well, Hinata-chan. Yes, it could be useful to gather intel, among other things, but not if my opponent sees my memories. Other things? Fears, weaknesses, things of that nature. Don't worry, my lips are sealed. Alright, I trust you, Naruto-kun. Thank you, Hinata-chan, but first I need to know how I did it. What was on your mind before you turned transparent? I thought it would help everything make sense if you could see my memories. Is that all? I wanted to know more about you but was afraid to pry. That explains the memories but not the transparency. Let me try something. With that, Naruto started to focus and soon he started to fade. Naruto-kun, you're doing it, but how? Hinata asked her crush. The first time I think I wished I was more transparent, thinking it would be easier to tell you about Kyuubi. Apparently my body and my chakra took it literally. With that in mind I tried to do it consciously, Naruto explained. He then asked, shall we? Ready when you are, Naruto-kun, Hinata said. Don't worry, I'll try not to dive too deeply into your memories, Naruto said. With that, the two tried until sunset to perfect Naruto's new technique. They managed to succeed on the fourth try with when Hinata admitted she was no longer seeing any of Naruto's memories. Thanks, Hinata-chan, Naruto said when it was over. You're very welcome, Naruto-kun, Hinata responded. Now I need find a way to use this transparency thing in combat, but one thing at a time, Naruto said. Yes, it is getting late and I need to get home for dinner, Hinata added. Let me walk you home, Hinata-chan. You don't have to do that, Naruto-kun. I know, but I want to. With that, the two set off towards the Hyuga compound. There was, however, something else Naruto wanted to talk about. Hinata-chan? He asked. I've been thinking a lot and I know that we've only gotten close just recently, but Naruto trailed off. What? What? Hinata asked in her mind. I don't have much experience with these kinds of things, like reading emotions, but lately I've been wondering if you wanted, and I wanted. What I'm asking is, do you think we could ever be more than friends? Thump. Naruto turned his head and noted that Hinata had fainted. You know what, you're right, we have time, we can always talk about this later, Naruto said as he chuckled at his own joke. Picking her up bridal style, Naruto carried Hinata the rest of the way to the Hyuga compound. Uzumaki Naruto here to drop off Hyuga Hinata, Naruto said to the nearest Hyuga he could find, who just so happened to be a little girl. You have 5 seconds to explain why my Nei-chan is unconscious before I get my father after you, the little girl said. She fainted, that's all I swear, Naruto hastily defended. Perusing the information he got from Hinata's memories, he then asked, your name is Hanabi, right? So what if I am, and how do you even know that? The now identified Hanabi asked. Hinata and I talk, we've been training together for a while now, Naruto said, hoping he came up with an acceptable cover. Attempting to be more convincing, or to change the subject, he didn't care which, he said, I can tell just by the way she talks about you that she loves you very much. Too much, Hanabi whispered, thinking of all the times she and Hinata sparred. Hanabi was young, but she was not naive. She knew that Hinata let her emotions prevent her from excelling. What? Naruto asked. Nothing, Hanabi quickly answered. She then asked a question of your own. You said your name is Uzumaki Naruto? Yes? Naruto asked, trying to coax more out of the little Hyuga. Nei-chan said something about you creating the Mu release, Hanabi stated simply. Yeah, but I'm still just getting started, Naruto admitted. Hanabi, is there any sign of your sister? A familiar voice asked. Yes, Oto-sama, Uzumaki-san has her, Hanabi told the slowly approaching Hyuga Hayashi. Did something happen? Hayashi said darkly, promising pain if the answer was not one he wanted to hear. She just fainted, Hyuga-sama, but she'll be fine, she wasn't injured, Naruto said as fast as he could. He knew he could use his barrier, but if he wanted to see if there was anything between Hinata and himself, he would need Hayashi to like him. I see, I will take her, Uzumaki-san, and I thank you for bringing her home, Hayashi said. I trust you two had a productive day off from class? Hayashi asked. We hit a bit of a snag in the beginning, but we got past that, Naruto explained. I see, well, I bid you good evening, Uzumaki-san, Hayashi said. Good night, Hyuga-sama, Hanabi-chan, Naruto said. Good night, Uzumaki-san, Hanabi said. With that, Naruto made his way home to get ready for class tomorrow. Ugh, what time is it? Naruto thought as he looked at his clock. 4 a.m. Great, another early morning, he mentally grumbled as he turned off his alarm. Now, Naruto knew that ninja were often required to work off little to no sleep, but he wanted to enjoy his current schedule as much as possible. Waking up before sunrise had become a regular occurrence, however, and while he functioned normally, it had become quite irritating. May as well squeeze some training in, QB suggested. Alright, let's do this, Naruto said as he got up to do his morning routine. After 15 minutes, he locked up and set out for one of the training grounds. As Naruto made his way through the village, his thoughts turned to what he said to Hinata last night. I hope things don't get awkward between us. At least Hinata-chan isn't the kind of girl to end a friendship over something like that. He was soon pulled from his thoughts by two loud voices. Lee, this morning we are going to focus on your form until Niji and Tenten get here, a loud voice stated. Hi, Guy-sensei. If I cannot perfect the Goken before this morning is up, I will run 500 laps around the village. A younger, but equally loud voice responded. What the hell? Naruto thought as he made his way toward the voices. He reached an unfamiliar training ground with two occupants, and it was no exaggeration that they were two of the strangest people Naruto had ever seen. Both had bowl cuts, wore full-body green spandex suits, orange leg warmers, wore Konoha Hitite around their waists, and strangest of all, both had extremely thick eyebrows. Lee, it seems we have company, the one called Guy told his student. The flames of youth must have called out to him, Guy-sensei, the one named Lee mused. Oh hail, Naruto greeted, hoping the master and student duo were friendly. Greetings, youthful visitor, I am Mato Guy and this is my youthful student Rock Lee, Guy said. Good morning, I am always happy to meet those who wish to make the most of their springtime of youth, Lee greeted. I'm Uzumaki Naruto and I'm sorry if I interrupted anything. I was just looking for a place to train and was surprised that anyone else besides the ANBU were up this early, Naruto said. We always begin training this early. It's important to enjoy your youth, Guy explained. I'm not sure I understand, but did you say that your name was Mato Guy? Naruto asked. Yes, indeed, Guy answered. The taijutsu expert of Konoha? You're him? Naruto asked. I've never claimed to be an expert, but I'm the only Mato Guy that I know of, Guy replied humbly. Guy-sensei is just being modest. I doubt there is anything about taijutsu he does not know, Lee proclaimed. Lee, your praise has stoked my flames of youth, but I would never claim to know everything about taijutsu, Guy corrected his student. Turning to the young blonde, he asked, Why do you want to know young Naruto? I was wondering if you could help me with something? Naruto asked. He then added, I'm sure you are very busy with your own students, but I need some advice about taijutsu and weapons. While it is true that I have a responsibility to my team, I am always willing to help those in need. What is it that you would like to know? Guy asked the blonde. Naruto then explained his move release to Guy and Lee, from what Ichiro taught him, to the ethereal blades, to his search for a compatible taijutsu style. All I know is that I can use them as blades and for bludgeoning, but I just know enough about taijutsu to know that they won't work with the academy style, Naruto finished. Maybe if I could see these ethereal blades, as you call them, Guy suggested. I would like to see them as well, Lee added. Alright, Naruto said as he summoned his blades. I call them interdiction, because they disrupt a person's chakra network and nerve impulses. Fascinating, but I don't see an edge on these. How would they cut anything? Guy asked. I can make them vibrate at almost any speed. Listen, Naruto explained as the blades started to hum at different frequencies. Vibrate? Yes, that could work, Guy said, more to himself than Naruto. What could work, sensei? Lee asked. Snake style, Lee, our youthful friend should use snake style, Guy answered his student. Snake style, Guy-sensei? Naruto questioned. Snake style is based on whipping or rattling power which travels up the spine to the fingers, or in the case of the rattler, the body shake which travels down the spine to the tip of the tailbone. The ability to sinuously move, essentially by compressing one's stomach/abdominal muscles, is very important. Footing is quite grounded. The stance work is fluid in order to maximize the whipping potential of any movement. This necessitates building a strong spine to contain the power and strong fingers to convey the strike. Since breath is important to any movement of the spine and ribs, snake style is considered one of the main styles which eventually led to internal training. Snake style is also known as an approach to weapons training. There are even specialty varieties of sword blades and spear points that curve back and forth down the length of the blade in imitation of the snake's body, known as snake sword and snake spear. It's a style that focuses on attacking weak points like joints and the throat among other places, Guy explained. Guy continued, saying, In this village there have only been 2 people who have practiced this style. Who are they? Naruto asked. The snake Sannin Orochimaru and Mitarashi Anko, Guy answered. Well, Orochimaru is out, but I think I know who Mitarashi Anko is, Naruto said. Yes, I believe that she is involved with Yumino Iruka, Guy explained. Iruka-sensei? That helps. I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask to meet her, Naruto said. Then Naruto turned to the two and said, "Thank you very much." "You are very welcome, Naruto," Guy replied. "I don't mean to impose, but would it be alright if I trained with you both before class starts?" Naruto asked, hoping the two would let him stay. "I don't mind if Guy-sensei says it is alright," Lee answered. "Those who embrace hard work are always welcome to join us," Guy responded. 2 hours later, Naruto was thanking any and all higher powers that he could create barriers and make himself intangible. Lee hit hard and he hit fast. That is not to say that Naruto blocked everything. Knowing nothing about Lee's speed left him vulnerable in the beginning. "With all the respect that's due, you guys are insane. I am so glad we're on the same side," Naruto said. "I thank you, Naruto-kun. Now one last time, Konoha Reppu," Lee said as he charged his new sparring partner. "Oh shit!" Naruto though as he jumped to avoid Lee's sweeping kick. He clenched his eyes shut, anticipating the impact of Lee's follow-up attack, but it never came. Upon opening his eyes he noticed that he didn't return to the ground either. All he saw was himself standing in midair with Guy and Lee staring at him. "I think I'm standing on one of my barriers. I never thought to try that before, hee." He chuckled as dismissed the barrier and dropped back down. "How did you do that, Naruto-kun?" Lee asked. "I just wanted to avoid your attack. I guess I put up a barrier without realizing it," Naruto said. In order to test this theory, he did another jump and landed on another barrier. "Okay, I can work with this. I wonder what else I can do with these barriers?" Naruto wondered out loud. "You'll have to find out later, Naruto. You have to get to class," Guy informed the young man. "Oh yeah, thanks for everything, Guy-sensei. You too, Lee," Naruto said as he dropped down and made his way to leave the training ground. "Feel free to come back anytime, Naruto," Guy said. "Yes, I want to see more of your release," Lee said. As Naruto left, Guy's other students, Tenten and Hyuga Niji, arrived at the training ground for the day's tasks. Tenten was a girl with brown hair and steel-gray eyes, and Niji was a Hyuga with long brown hair. The two found it odd that Lee and Guy were not training but were staring in the direction of the ninja academy. Tenten was the first to voice her confusion. "Is everything alright, sensei?" she asked. "Yes, indeed, my youthful student. Just Lee and I have just made a new friend," Guy explained. "I hope he trains with us again, sensei," Lee said. "As do I, Lee, but I don't think that will be for some time," Guy told his student. "Who are you talking about?" Niji asked, curiosity getting the better of him. "Uzumaki Naruto. I think we'll be hearing a lot about him in the future," Guy said. As Naruto made his way to the academy, his thoughts turned to how he would ask Iruka if he could meet the man's girlfriend. "That's going to be awkward. Hey sensei, I heard you were dating someone named Mitarashi Anko. Can I meet her? I feel stupid just thinking about it." He was so immersed in his thoughts that he didn't notice someone in front of him until he bumped into them. "Naruto, you should really watch where you're going," a familiar voice said. "Sensei, is that you?" Naruto asked, just now noticing who it was he bumped into. "Naruto, remember, a ninja must always be aware of their surroundings. Got it memorized?" Iruka lectured. "Sorry, sensei, I just have something on my mind," Naruto told his teacher. "Anything I can help with?" the scarred Chunin asked. "It's kind of awkward, but I was told you're dating a woman named Mitarashi Anko?" It was more of a question than a statement. "I am," Iruka confirmed. "Well, it's just I met Mato Guy and asked him about taijutsu. He recommended that I study snake style and he said Anko-san practiced it," Naruto told his instructor. "She does indeed, but she won't teach just anybody, if she'll even teach it," Iruka warned. "What exactly do you mean?" Naruto asked. "When Anko-chan isn't on missions, she works in the torture and interrogations unit, but her being busy isn't the only problem," Iruka said. He then continued, "She's never really expressed any desire to teach, or at least she never mentioned it to me." "Does this have to do with Orochimaru?" Naruto asked. "I don't try to psychoanalyze people, Naruto, especially if I'm dating them," Iruka said. He then added, "If you want to learn snake style, you should ask her yourself. She usually stops by after class." "Sensei, children use that room almost daily," Naruto said in mock outrage. "Not for that, usually," Iruka said, whispering the last part. "Well, it can't hurt to ask," Naruto said. "No, it couldn't. Now you go on ahead, I have something to take care of," Iruka told his student. "Okay, see you in class, sensei," Naruto said. As soon as his favorite student was out of sight, Iruka asked, "I take it you heard all of that?" "Most of it," I thank you for not making promises for me, Anko said. As it turned out, the whole conversation occurred in front of Anko's favorite dango shop. I know better than to do that, Irika said. He went on to ask, so what do you think? I think I want to see what he can do first. Alright, I think I can arrange that. Oh? Yeah, today looks like a perfect day for practical exams, wouldn't you say? Oh, Irika-kun, I love the way you think, Anko said as she and Irika made their way towards the academy, but not before they heard a voice shout. Irika-sensei, Anko-san, stop making out and hurry up. Naruto! Both shouted, red-faced. Naruto entered the classroom to find that he was the last one there, aside from Irika. Most of the students checked to see if their sensei had arrived, but when they saw that it was Naruto, they went back to whatever it was that they were doing. Or they would have, except for one thing. Naruto, where did you get that? Asked the ever fashion-conscious Yamanaka Ino, noticing Naruto's new look. What is she talking about? Naruto asked. It was then he remembered that he was wearing the coat Ichiro got him. Naruto had decided that if it was a birthday present, then he shouldn't wear it until after his birthday. Naruto had been afraid this would upset the monk, but Ichiro had just found it adorable. Ichiro attributed Naruto's decision to his status as a Jinchuriki. He figured that Naruto believed birthday presents were just shy of sacred, and the man couldn't have been more correct. It was a gift, isn't it awesome? Naruto asked, his voice full of pride at finally being able to show off his new coat. If you're trying to look cool, you should just stop, Sakura told the boy. You'll never be as cool as Sasuke-kun. I do like the split down the middle motif, Sakura and her inner self thought. I don't have to try, this coat is cool, Naruto shot back. It looks okay, Ino said, but the blush on her cheeks betrayed her real thoughts. I guess Hinata has a point, he is kind of cute. Whatever, I love this coat, Naruto said as he took his seat beside Hinata. He turned to his friend and said, Hinata-chan, I don't think I'll be able to train with you after class. I need to talk to Sensei's girlfriend about a taijutsu style to go with my ethereal blades. That's alright, Naruto-kun, Hinata said, a bit sad that she couldn't train with her crush. Gathering her courage, the young heiress asked, Naruto-kun, about what you said. I think we should talk about that somewhere more private, Naruto said, cutting her off. He went on to say, but don't worry, we'll talk as soon as possible. I probably need to talk to your father too, right? Hi, Hinata answered, no longer worried that Naruto didn't like her. She was of course still worried about what her father would say, but she had a feeling that things would work out. Alright class, since it is so nice out today, I think we should have a practical exam outside, Irika told his class, as he and Mizuki entered the room. Knowing nothing of his ulterior motive, his students filed out of the room and headed for the academy training ground. Let's start off simple, line up for target practice, Irika ordered. Same as always, 10 shuriken, 10 kunai. Naruto, why don't you start? Get your equipment from Mizuki-sensei, Irika explained, all the while thinking, let's see what Mizuki has planned today. Naruto got his supplies, but after he had done so he stared at them, prompting Irika to ask, something wrong, Naruto? I don't mean to be picky, sensei, but I can't use these. The kunai are dull and the shuriken look like they were bent and then bent back, Naruto told Irika. Let me see, Irika said. Upon inspecting the ninja tools he saw that Naruto was absolutely right. Now that's just insulting, Irika thought. Turning to Mizuki he said, Mizuki-sensei, I like a good joke as much as the next person, but I have a hard enough time getting these kids to take the lesson seriously as it is. Just a little harmless fun, Irika-sensei, Mizuki said in his defense, although on the inside he was seething. Stupid demon isn't supposed to be perceptive, he thought. Let's try this again, and this time no games, Irika said in an unusually stern tone. I need to head to the equipment shed, Irika-sensei. We're one set short now that we can't use those, Mizuki said, hoping to buy himself time to come up with another plan. It's alright, sensei. I think I have an idea. I just need to try some things first, Naruto said. What do you mean, Naruto? Irika asked. An idea just popped into my head. I just need to test it, Naruto said. With that he summoned interdiction and pointed his right arm towards a target. With a little bit of focus, Naruto was able to fire an ethereal blade as another took its place on his right hand. Okay, Naruto said, clearly pleased with the result. Now if I can change the shape, I'll be golden. With a little concentration, Naruto changed his ethereal blades into a kunai on his left and a shuriken on his right. With that he fired 10 of each, all of which hit the bull's eye. Upon dismissing his ethereal blades, the kunai and shuriken disappeared with them. The class, sans Hinata, just stared at him, most in shock, one in anger, and one in jealousy. All of them were thinking, what was that? The class was shaken from its collective stupor when Naruto asked Sensei, "Do I get docked points or do I fail, because I didn't throw any of those I shot them?" "I'll give you full credit for sheer resourcefulness, Naruto, and they did hit the mark, but what were they?" Iruka asked. "Remember what I said 2 weeks ago?" Naruto asked. "About what?" Iruka asked. "Nothing," Naruto answered. "Naruto, you should wait, you mean Mu?" Iruka asked, after remembering his chakra lecture. "Yeah, those were my ethereal blades made of nothing," Naruto said proudly. "What else you do?" Iruka asked. "Not much, just make barriers," Naruto said. "Well, keep at it, I'm proud of you, Naruto," Iruka said. "Thank you so much, Sensei," Naruto choked out as he held back tears of joy. "Alright, next up Uchiha Sasuke," Iruka called out. Sasuke stepped forward to take his turn, but his mind was still on what had just transpired. "I need to know how the dope did that. No one could stop me with that power, not even him." Even though he was distracted, Sasuke was able to get a perfect score and was treated to accolades courtesy of his RARA squad, not that he cared. Most of the other students did as well as could be expected, until Hinata's name was called. "Hyuga Hinata," Iruka called out. "Hi Sensei," Hinata responded. "You'll do great, Hinata-chan," Naruto encouraged as Hinata made her way past him. "Naruto-kun, thank you," Hinata thought when she heard that. "Hi," she said with confidence that only Naruto seemed to give her. Hinata grabbed the tools provided and got a perfect score just as Naruto and Sasuke had done. Then, feeling daring, she attempted to form an ethereal weapon of her own, a senbon needle between her index and middle finger, and shot it, just as Naruto had done with his kunai and shuriken. The reaction to this was the same as it had been with Naruto's display. "I told you that you were awesome, Hinata-chan," Naruto said to his friend. After recovering, Iruka congratulated the young kunoichi hopeful. "That was excellent, Hinata." Seeing that no one was left, Iruka said, "Alright class, we'll take a break and then some sparring matches. You have 1 hour, dismissed." "Hinata-chan, I've got something to show you," Naruto said as soon as the break began. "What is it, Naruto-kun?" the young girl asked. "Let's eat first and then I'll show you," Naruto told her. Hinata was curious, but lunch sounded more appealing than a surprise of any kind at the moment. The two sat next to each other eating in silence until a voice said, "Dobe, what was that you did during target practice?" It was Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto ignored him and just continued eating as though it were still just Hinata and himself. "Naruto Baka, Sasuke-kun asked you a question," Haruno Sakura informed the blonde. Naruto ignored his former crush as well. By this time, Sasuke's entire fan club decided to demand some form of response from Naruto and received none. This went on until both Naruto and Hinata had finished lunch, by which time Hinata said, "Naruto-kun, I think you should answer them." "I don't know, Hinata-chan. If they can't ask nicely, they can't want an answer that bad, right?" Naruto asked companion. "I suppose. Now what did you want to show me?" Hinata asked. "Watch." With that, Naruto gave a small hop and just seemed to stand in midair. "What is it?" Hinata asked. "This morning, a jonin named Mato Guy and one of his students, Rock Lee, let me train with them. I got to spar with Lee, something I don't think I'll be doing again for a while, but I jumped to avoid one of his sweep kicks and found out I can create a barrier under me. Try it, just think that you want to stay in the air, that's how I did it," Naruto said, finishing his explanation. Hinata did try, so did some other members of the class for that matter, but only Hinata succeeded in copying Naruto. "I did it, Naruto-kun," Hinata said, obviously pleased with herself. "I never doubted you for a second, Hinata-chan," Naruto said, ignoring collective grumbling of the peanut gallery. Deciding to be funny, a random student tried to push Naruto, hoping he would fall on his face. Much to his chagrin, Naruto just seemed to slide through the air. As he came to a stop, inspiration struck Naruto. "I never would have thought of that, thank you. What's your name again?" "Kenji," the now identified student asked. "Thank you, asshole," said Naruto, letting Kenji know he did not appreciate what it was Kenji tried to do. Turning to Hinata, Naruto said, "Hinata-chan, I think we can control the amount of friction between our feet and the barrier." As if to prove his theory, Naruto began to skate in midair. "Hinata-chan, you have to try this, just for the barrier to be smooth like ice." Hinata tried to do exactly as Naruto had said, and with grace only practitioners of the Juken seem to have, Hinata began to skate. "Fun, huh?" Naruto said as he caught up to Hinata, who simply nodded. "Okay, couple skate is over, line up," came Iruka's voice. The class lined up as Naruto and Hinata struggled to get their blushes under control. Once that was accomplished, Iruka figured he would remind his students of the rules. When I call your name, step forward. These are strictly taijutsu matches. I see a hand sign or a weapon, you are disqualified. Same goes for leaving the ring. First up, Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto, Sasuke interrupted. Sasuke, don't forget, number 1 in the class or not, I am still the instructor, Iruka reprimanded. Ah, come on Iruka, let the boys fight, Mizuki said. Sensei, maybe I should just fight Sasuke, it will be less of a headache later on, Naruto added. Alright, but this is the only time that I will allow this, Iruka said. Let him use those weapons of his too, I think he could use a handicap, Sasuke said smugly. No weapons, Sasuke, remember, Naruto said, appearing to clap Sasuke on the shoulder, but if anyone had been paying attention they would have seen Naruto's hand turn transparent, and sink slightly into Sasuke's shoulder before being pulled away. Thanks for the info, Sasuke, I'll put it to good use, Naruto thought. While that was going on, memory Sasuke, though he buried long ago, came flooding back as a result of what Naruto had done, although he didn't know that. Now is no time to think about the past, I need to put the dobe in his place, Sasuke thought, taking his position. Opponents, make the seal of confrontation, Iruka ordered. Both Naruto and Sasuke raised a hand and made a half-ram sign. Hajime, Iruka said. Thanks to Naruto's new knowledge, he was able to dodge just about everything Sasuke threw at him. And what he didn't block he managed to parry, which infuriated Sasuke to no end. How are you doing this? Sasuke half asked, half demanded. I spent an hour and a half this morning sparring with a genin that uses Goken and looks like a green blur when he moves. If I couldn't keep track of his movements I would probably still be unconscious, Naruto explained. That much was true. 20 minutes into his spar with Lee, Naruto was able to follow his movements. A minute later Naruto said, I can't keep this up, I forfeit. This stunned the whole class. Naruto never gave up no matter how badly he was getting beaten. Why? Sasuke asked angrily. He hadn't landed a single hit on Naruto and thought that the blonde was mocking him. I think I might have cheated, Naruto said. How do you not know if you cheated? Sasuke asked, positively seething at this point. Naruto held up his hand, turned it transparent, and started to explain. This is another technique I came up with. When my body, or even a part of it, is transparent and passes through someone, I can see all of their memories. I know about every technique you've ever learned, and the tells in your taijutsu style. When I clapped you on the shoulder I looked through your memories. And although the match hadn't started, and even if I could beat you now it would leave a bad taste in my mouth. I thank you for the lesson though, Sasuke. What lesson? Sasuke asked, angry that Naruto had invaded his memories and that said blonde used the knowledge to make him look foolish. Just because I know what you can do doesn't mean I can win. I lack the skills and strength necessary for that right now, Naruto said. As an afterthought Naruto added, maybe if I had my ethereal blades. Well, the match hadn't started so technically it wasn't cheating, Iruka mused. He then continued, winner by forfeit, Uchiha Sasuke, now make the seal of reconciliation you two. Naruto made his way to Sasuke and extended his index and middle finger, and Sasuke begrudgingly did the same. This isn't over, Sasuke thought. Okay, next up, Iruka continued. I hope I didn't let you down, Hinata-chan, Naruto said. Naruto-kun, you could never let me down, Hinata said as if it were a fundamental truth. Alright everyone, that's enough for today, dismissed, Iruka told his class, who had returned to the classroom after the final match of the day. Everyone had filed out until Iruka, Mizuki, Naruto, and Hinata were left. You can head home, Mizuki, I need to speak with these two, Iruka told his not-so-helpful assistant. Alright, see you tomorrow, Mizuki said. And just like that he was gone. So what do you think? Iruka asked. I think Mizuki will make some inmate an excellent girlfriend one day, came Anko's voice in response. Agreed, but what I was talking about Naruto, Iruka said. If he's still up for it I'll teach him, Anko said. Just like that? Naruto asked. Your integrity won me over, Gaki, so what do you say? Anko asked. I say, nice to meet you, Anko-sensei, Naruto responded. Okay, now what about her? Anko said, pointing to Hinata. Anko-sensei, Hinata and I developed mood techniques together. I know it may be a deal breaker, but I'm afraid I have to ask if Hinata could train with us, Naruto answered, afraid of what Anko would say. Sure, I think I could teach her a few things, Anko said. Thank you anyway, Wait, really? Naruto asked. I said yes, didn't I? Anko asked the boy. Thank you very much, Anko-sensei, Hinata said. It's no problem. I think it's sweet that your boyfriend over there can't train without you, Anko explained. Well, that's not entirely true, sensei, Naruto mumbled. Hinata was just in shock. Girlfriend was the last thought on her mind when she passed out. I think I'm going to have lots of fun with you too, Anko said to her only conscious new student. Anko, Iruka, Naruto, and Hinata made their way to the training grounds as soon as they left the academy. When asked why he was tagging along, Iruka said that it was out of concern for his students, and that he never gets to visit Anko at work. You two aren't going to flirt the whole time, are you? Naruto asked as soon as he heard the second reason. Naruto, I am offended that you would even suggest that I can't be professional outside of class, Iruka told his student in mock outrage. If you didn't catch that, he means yes, Gaki, Anko said. I do mean yes, but I also worry that you two will have a hard time keeping up with Anko-chan. She's a Tokubetsu Jonin for a reason. Got it memorized? Iruka said to his students. Yep, I didn't get this far on looks alone, Gaki, Anko added, clearly proud of her rank. You are very beautiful though, Anko-sensei, Hinata squeaked out, reminding the others that she was still there. Iruka-kun, she can blow of the rest of the year and still pass. Got it, Anko said, semi-seriously. Of course, my Hebeheim, Iruka said, playing along. Well, here seems to as good a place as any, Anko said, coming to a stop. The quartet had arrived at Training Ground 7. What now, Anko-sensei? Naruto asked. Now I want you to show me what you can do with Mu, Anko said. Everything I can do? Naruto questioned. That's what I said, Gaki, Anko said impatiently. Remember, Anko-chan, no taking that back later, Iruka warned. Okay, I'll try not to see too much, sensei, Naruto said as he started to turn transparent. What do you both dash? Anko started to say as Naruto rushed right through her. Memories both old and recent started to swim around her head afterwards. What was that? She asked, slightly shaken. It's one of my techniques. I can turn transparent, and if a part of my body passes through someone, I can see their memories. With it, I can learn about a person's strengths, weaknesses, dreams, and fears, among other things, Naruto said. He continued, I don't have to look at their memories if I don't want to, but you did say show you everything I could do. I'm sorry for invading your privacy, sensei. It's fine, I guess I did say show me everything, just don't go blabbing my secrets around the village, Anko said. She did hear Naruto's explanation of this ability at the academy, but she still had her doubts. Okay, next are my barriers. I need someone to attack me, Naruto said. With that, a kunai came at him courtesy of Anko, but stopped about a foot in front of him. I think, given time, I could make a barrier that surrounds me completely, but right now I can only make a barrier on one side. I can also stand on them in midair and control the amount of friction between my feet and the barrier, Naruto explained. I know, you and Hina-chan over there were adorable, by the way, Anko said / teased. Moving on, I'll show you my ethereal blades, Naruto said, trying to control his blush and summon his weapons. Interdiction extended out from both of his palms and he continued his explanation. I can change their shape and even shoot them at targets. When they hit people, they disrupt their nerve impulses and chakra. As if to prove a point, Naruto changed his blades into kunai and shuriken and shot them at a training post. Interesting. Now why do you want to learn snake style? Anko questioned. This morning I ran into Mato Guy. I wanted his opinion on a taijutsu style that would work with my blades. He mentioned snake style after I told him about how I can use my blades to bludgeon as well as cut, Naruto started to explain. When I mentioned that I cut with vibrations as opposed to sharp edges, he said snake style would be perfect, Naruto finished. I'm still not sure I follow, Gaki, Anko said. Well, sensei, he mentioned the whipping movements used in the style. Honestly, sweeping and whipping motions feel natural with these weapons, Naruto said. I suppose that's a good enough reason. Both of you meet me here tomorrow morning at 5, Anko said. We're not starting today, sensei? Naruto questioned. It's getting late and I need to get some things for tomorrow, Anko said. She then continued, also, Kurenai-chan wants a girls' night out tonight. I'll see you later though, Iruka-kun. See you tonight, Anko-chan. Have fun, Iruka said. See you tomorrow morning, Anko-sensei, Naruto said. Have a nice night, Anko-sensei, Hinata added. See you tomorrow, Gakis, and don't worry, Hina-chan, I have plans for you too, just no taijutsu, I'm afraid, Anko said, addressing Hinata's concerns. Why, sensei? The young girl asked. As fun as annoying the Hyuga elders sounds, I don't think it's wise, Anko said as she went off to get ready for tomorrow and then meet her friends. I guess I should go too, Iruka said. Iruka-sensei, Anko-sensei's birthday is next week, right? Naruto asked, before Iruka could leave. Don't remind me, I still don't know what to get her, Iruka said. She likes performing tea ceremonies, right? Naruto asked, after skimming Anko's memories. Yes, but I got her a tea set last year, Iruka said. I was asking about a gift from me, Naruto said, wondering if he should divulge what he learned to Iruka. Great, but what should I get her? Iruka asked no one in particular. Silver band with a diamond, Naruto said, reaching a conclusion. What? Iruka asked. She wants a diamond engagement ring with a silver band, if you want to ask her to marry you, Naruto asked. I was planning to do just that after the school year was over, Iruka said. Continuing, he said, but I don't think I can wait anymore. I'll do it, thanks, Naruto. You're welcome, but it feels like I betrayed Anko-sensei's trust by telling you that, Naruto said. Somehow, I don't think she'll mind, Naruto-kun, Hinata said. But even if she does, I think she will forgive you, Hinata continued. I hope so, Naruto said. Kurenai-sen said that after Orochimaru left the village, Anko-sensei was lonely for a long time, Hinata started to explain. I don't think Anko-sensei ever met her parents, and many people feared that she was in Orochimaru's sleeper cell, Hinata finished. That's how Anko-chan and I met, Iruka said. My parents died in the Kyuubi attack a year prior. I don't think Anko-chan knew what her sensei was doing, but she disappeared with him, and was gone for months. She needed someone and I did too, but she had trouble trusting others afterwards. That makes me feel worse, sensei, Naruto told Iruka. It shouldn't, Naruto, Iruka said. He went on, yes, I should have come up with a gift idea on my own, but you did what you did because you care, right? Yes, of course, Naruto said. Then it's fine, but if it makes you feel better, we'll tell her after I give her the ring, alright? Iruka asked. Thank you, sensei, Naruto said. No problem, see you both tomorrow, Iruka said, and with that he was gone. Now that it was just the two of them, Naruto turned to Hinata and said, Hinata-chan, let's talk on the way back to the Hyuga compound. Alright, Naruto-kun, Hinata said, walking alongside the blonde. Hinata-chan, about what I said last night, I want you to know I meant it, Naruto said. Naruto-kun, you made me so happy when you said that, Hinata admitted. Hinata-chan, you have no idea how relieved I am to hear that. I was afraid I screwed up one of the best things that ever happened to me, Naruto explained. Naruto-kun, you saw my memories, so you know that I've been watching you for a long time. I've always admired you, Hinata said to her crush. Yes, I know. I don't know much about any kind of relationship, but I've seen how happy Iruka-sensei and Anko-sensei are, and I want that too. And I know I might sound selfish, but lately I've been thinking that I can't be happy without you, Naruto said. If you're selfish, so am I. When you had a crush on Sakura, I told myself as long as you were happy it was okay, but I knew I didn't mean it, Hinata said. Hinata-chan, I'm sorry that I hurt you, Naruto said. He continued, I'm sorry about this too, but maybe we should wait until after graduation to talk to your father. It's no problem, Naruto-kun, I was actually going to suggest that, Hinata said. Well, here we are, Naruto said. Feeling daring, he kissed Hinata on the cheek and said, see you tomorrow, Hinata-chan. Hinata touched the cheek that Naruto had kissed and said, see you tomorrow, Naruto-kun. And with that she made her way inside her clan's compound. The next day Naruto arrived outside of the Hyuga compound a half hour before he and Hinata were supposed to meet Anko for training. He didn't have to wait long. Hinata, who was apparently just as eager as him, was already waiting. Ohio, Naruto-kun, she greeted. Ohio, Hinata-chan, he responded. As they started walking, Naruto was acting unusually fidgety, which had Hinata worried. What's wrong, Naruto-kun, she asked. Remember yesterday when I asked Iruka-sensei about a birthday present for Anko-sensei? Naruto reminded her. Yes, Hinata said, urging him to go on. Well, I know next to nothing about tea sets, and even if I did, I'm almost positive I wouldn't be allowed to buy one, Naruto explained. He went on to ask, I feel bad about asking, but if I gave you the money, could you buy one? Naruto-kun, I'll pay for half of it, don't forget Anko-sensei is helping me too, Hinata stated, leaving no room for argument. Yes, dear, Naruto said jokingly. Already whipped, you work fast, Hinata, came a smooth feminine voice. Kurenai-san, Hinata exclaimed, red in the face from the previous comment. The now identified Yuhi Kurenai revealed herself to the two academy students. Kurenai was a newly promoted Jonin Kunoichi. She was a woman with piercing red eyes, light skin, and dark hair in a Farrah Fawcett style. Kurenai had been assigned to look after Hinata as a chunin at the behest of Hyuga Hayashi, and had been looking out for the girl ever since. "I'm just joking, Hinata, but you two do look cute together," Kurenai said, while still chuckling at her own joke. She then turned to Naruto to introduce herself. "Hello, my name is Yuhi Kurenai, a recently promoted Jonin." "Uzumaki Naruto, nice to meet you," Naruto said, introducing himself. He then asked the newcomer, "Is it true that you're the Genjutsu mistress of Konoha?" "People have started calling me that, but there is still much I must learn," Kurenai said in a humble tone. "I've been having trouble with Genjutsu. Is there any advice you could give me?" Naruto asked as politely as he could. "Let's wait until we get to Training Ground 7 and we'll see, but I'll do my best to help," Kurenai said, happy that someone appreciated her chosen craft. "You're coming with us, Kurenai-san?" Hinata asked. "Yes, Anko mentioned this special training of yours and I asked if I could help," Kurenai explained. She continued, "I am interested in this Mujutsu she mentioned and wanted to see it for myself." "There isn't much to see yet, we just started making it a few weeks ago," Naruto admitted. "It's impressive that you've developed anything. Creating jutsu, even with the proper affinity, takes years and the two of you are pioneering an entire nature transformation," Kurenai told the children. "Thank you, Kurenai-san," Naruto said as the trio arrived at Training Ground 7. They were soon greeted by Anko and Irika. "Hello, Gakis," Anko greeted. "Ohayo, Anko-sensei, Irika-sensei," Naruto and Hinata greeted. "Kurenai, glad you could join us," Anko told her friend. "Like I said last night, I'm curious," Kurenai told her friend. "I remember, now let's get started. Gakis, each of you a piece of this paper," Anko said, holding up a small piece of paper and pointing to other pieces. "Hi, sensei," her students responded, each taking a piece of paper. "Now channel some chakra into the paper. Hinata, you first," Anko ordered. "Hi, sensei," Hinata responded. Upon channeling some chakra, the paper started to get wet. "Thought so, Hinata, your chakra affinity is water," Anko said matter-of-factly. "How does the paper tell you that exactly, sensei?" Naruto asked. "When chakra is channeled into the paper, one of 5 things happen depending on the nature latent in the chakra. For fire, the paper will ignite and turn to ash. For wind, the paper will split in 2. For lightning, the paper will wrinkle. For earth, the paper will turn to dirt and crumble away. For water, the paper will become wet," Irika explained. "Does it only ever respond one way?" Naruto asked. "As far as any of us know, yes. However, by the time most shinobi reach the rank of Jonin, they have mastered 2 natures," Irika explained. He continued saying, "Many Kekkai Genkai involve combining 2 elements, and I have heard that the Sandaime Tsuchikage can use 3 natures to use something called dust release." "That's cool, but what about Yin and Yang chakra?" Naruto asked. "There is no record of chakra paper reacting to either of those natures, but that is probably because Yin and Yang chakra are the basis for all non-elemental jutsu," Irika explained. "Alright, Naruto, your turn," Anko ordered. "Hi, Anko-sensei, but I thought I was just learning taijutsu?" Naruto questioned. "We are, but I told Hinata I would teach her a few things and nature manipulation seems like a good place to start," Anko explained. "I thought it would be good for you as well. Some people believe that a person's chakra nature has an impact on how quickly they learn specific taijutsu styles." "Now, no more stalling," Anko ordered. "Hi, sensei," Naruto said as he channeled chakra into the paper. The paper did something unexpected. It began to split in 2 but started to fade until it disappeared completely. "Okay, that was weird," Anko stated. "I think everyone should step back. I don't think it's done," Naruto said, taking a few steps back. "What do you?" Anko started to ask as the unexpected happened once again. In the spot where Naruto had held the paper, a flame had appeared. After a few seconds, a mini cyclone took its place. Next up, a few sparks appeared. A sphere of water soon replaced that. Afterwards, the water turned into mud and then dried out, leaving a dirt clod. The dirt soon started to crack and light began radiating through the cracks. The dirt finally crumbled away to reveal a ball of light. And soon the light turned into a mass of darkness before fading out of existence again. "What was that?" Anko asked. "I don't know, but I think Hokage-sama should know about this," Kurenai said. "I already know, Kurenai," a voice said. Sarutobi Hiruzen accompanied by Hatake Kakashi were approaching from the direction of the memorial stone. "I came to pay my respects to those who are no longer with us when I ran into Kakashi here. We both saw what just happened." "I must admit it was interesting," Kakashi said in a serious tone. Any ideas as to how it happened, Hokage-sama? Iruka asked. None, I'm afraid, Hiruzen admitted. I have an idea, Hinata said. What is it, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. Remember Ichiro-san's explanation of dark matter and how if it exists it is in everything? Hinata asked Naruto. I do. Are you saying my chakra nature allows me to manipulate the dark matter in everything? Naruto asked. Maybe, Hinata said. What exactly are the two of you talking about? Kakashi asked. The two academy students explained the concept of dark matter and its relationship to Mu. When they were finished, the Hokage said, after hearing that I believe young Hinata might be right. Naruto may very well be able to use one nature as easily as the next. But what about the light and darkness? Kurenai asked. Yin and Yang release are also called the dark and light release respectively, and because Mu exists between the two, Naruto may be able to create techniques based on light and darkness as well, the Hokage suggested. That sounds awesome, but maybe we should test that theory, Gigi, Naruto said. I agree, Naruto, but I am at a loss as to how to test light and dark techniques simply because I don't know of any, the Sandaime admitted. I'm already creating Mu Jutsu. Creating 2 more nature transformations couldn't be that much harder, Naruto said, mostly in an attempt to reassure himself. Maybe, but for now let's stick with the 5 established natures, Hiruzen suggested, seeing Naruto's discomfort. The Hokage then said, Naruto, I am going to teach you some low-level jutsu, and I want you to try them. Hi Gigi, Naruto said. Hiruzen then proceeded to teach Naruto Katan, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, Futon, Great Breakthrough, Suiton, Gunshot, Doton, Headhunter Jutsu, and Raiton, Discharge. After which he had Naruto try each, and while it was clear that he was just a beginner, Naruto did indeed succeed in using each jutsu. Well, it seems young Hinata's theory was correct, Naruto. With this you may very well be on your way to being the next Shinobi no Kami someday, the Sandaime said, clearly impressed. That sound cool, Gigi, but I still need to test the other 2 natures, Naruto said, happy for the compliment, but still feeling as though it was undeserved without light and dark jutsu to test out. You're still young, you have plenty of time, Hiruzen said. Noticing the position of the sun, he said, before anything else though, you kids need to get to class. Sure thing, Gigi, and thanks, Naruto said. Turning to Anko, he said, sorry we couldn't actually train Anko-sensei, should Hinata-chan and I meet you here tomorrow? Same time, same place, Gaki, Anko responded. Turning to her boyfriend, she said, Iruka-kun, I guess you better get going too. Yeah, see you tonight? Iruka asked. Of course, Anko responded. With that, the students and the Chunin instructor headed for the academy, leaving the others to discuss Naruto's latest surprise. Despite the odd first day, Anko's special training was progressing rather well. Naruto had become proficient enough in snake style to actually use it during academy spars, much to the displeasure of certain classmates. True to her word, Kurenai had also helped him with genjutsu, but only with the basics: invisibility, images that would cause emotional duress, and most importantly, how to dispel genjutsu. She told him that there were others but that he should wait until after graduation. Those lessons were not easy. Naruto's chakra control had improved since the mood training and meeting the Kyuubi, but his level of control was still that of an academy student. Hinata's training had been going well too. Anko and Kurenai had managed to teach her a few water jutsu as well as how to incorporate some of her natural flexibility into her Juken style. Hinata's mastery of Mu techniques was slowly but surely catching up to Naruto. Hinata found that she could create tiny ethereal blades on her fingertips, and that she could use the blades in lieu of chakra with Juken. However, she had yet to test the effectiveness of her blades out of fear of causing an ally permanent damage. It was also discovered that Hinata's ethereal summon could close Tenketsu, making Hinata the first Hyuga to be able to do so at a distance, although few in her clan appreciated it. Naruto's independent training was having mixed results. His Mu techniques were getting better. He could create full-body clones from nothingness. Physical attacks and projectiles passed through them, and they could fight. They had drawbacks though. Elemental jutsu could destroy them. They didn't last long. They could only last a minute and a half, and they had a tell. They didn't cast a shadow, much like the standard Bunshin. Naruto believed that he could improve this technique over time, and with more knowledge of various Bunshin jutsu. His elemental training was progressing at a normal pace, for an academy student at least, except for light and dark jutsu. So far Naruto could only do 1 jutsu for each, Teioken for light and Kuruzu for darkness. Teioken was performed when Naruto placed his hands close to the center of his face with his fingers spread toward his eyes. This would cause a white light to fire out and blind everything watching except for Naruto. Kuruzu had an effect similar to a black hole, Naruto created an inescapable vortex which would draw his target towards him. Other than that, Naruto had hit a mental block. It was a good day at the Konoha Ninja Academy, at least for those in Yumino Iruka's class. Their sensei was happier than they had ever seen him, and a happy Iruka meant advanced instruction in the ninja arts. Today's lesson was in Fuinjutsu, specifically storage seals and sealing tags. The students wondered what had put their sensei in such a good mood, or rather most of them were. Naruto and Hinata knew the cause of Iruka's good mood. The same thing had Anko positively giddy during their morning training. Last night those four and Anko's other friends celebrated her birthday. Last night she became Iruka's fiancé. Setting a date and actual planning had been put off until after graduation, but the two couldn't be happier. Naruto was happy too, but for a different reason. He had learned that his fears were unfounded. Anko was not upset with him, she was too happy to be upset, but she had worked him harder than ever before that morning. Naruto didn't care, he was happy Anko would still teach him, he had grown as fond of her as he was of Iruka. Alright class, that's enough for this morning, let's break for lunch, Iruka called out finally. Hinata-chan, Fuinjutsu isn't a normal part of the curriculum at the academy, is it? Naruto asked as soon as the two were outside. No, I don't think it is, Naruto-kun, but it is a nice change of pace, Hinata answered. I think so too, hopefully I'll be good enough someday to do the Hiraishin no Jutsu, Naruto said, dreaming of the day he could be like his father. Then he thought of all that he still needed to do first, such as mastering his elements, and a contemplative look crossed his face. Worrying for her crush, Hinata asked, is something wrong, Naruto-kun? I'm just thinking of what to do about my light and dark jutsu, Naruto told her. He went on to explain, I've got one jutsu each so far, but there is still so much I don't know about either, what elements they work with, what I can do with them, things of that nature. I know what light and dark are, but I can't think of how to use them in combat. Your Kuruzi uses darkness and gravity, that would be a good place to start, Hinata suggested, hoping to be helpful. I guess that's as good a place as any to start with, but I know there's more to darkness than that, Naruto said, grateful for his friend's help. Looking around, Naruto noticed another one of his classmates, Aburame Shino, was in a foul mood, or rather Naruto assumed Shino was in a foul mood if the buzzing from his coat was anything to go by. Something wrong, Shino? Naruto asked. Shino answered in his monotone voice, I am angry. Why? Because children treat insects as though they cannot feel pain. What exactly do you mean? Hinata asked. Children should not be given magnifying glasses. Why? Because they use them to burn ants, Shino said. Oh yeah, I've seen kids do that, it's where they focus the sunlight, and Naruto trailed off. Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, wondering why he stopped. Thanks, Shino, you've been a great help, Naruto said suddenly. You are welcome. Why, I don't know, because you were the one lending me an ear, Shino said. You'll find out soon, just watch, Naruto said. Naruto took a moment to concentrate, during which his hands started to glow. After he finished, he picked up a nearby rock and tossed it into the air. He extended his index finger, took aim, and shot a beam of light out of it at his target. When the rock landed, there was a hole about the diameter of Naruto's finger. When this was done, Naruto said, Awesome, I think I may have just gotten rid of my mental block. Hinata was happy for him, but she was the only one. Almost everyone else looked at Naruto as though he had just grown a second head. One student looked on in jealousy and went to confront Naruto. Dobe, teach me to do that, Sasuke demanded. Are you asking or are you telling? Naruto asked. Sasuke-kun, any jutsu that Naruto Baka makes is probably worthless. Why would you want to learn them? Sakura asked in her I'm so smart voice. Shut up, Sakura. Sasuke practically roared at the pink-haired girl, an action that caused the poor girl to start crying. Sasuke, you need to calm down, Naruto told the irate Uchiha. What I need is power, nothing else. Sasuke was cut off as Naruto struck him with an ethereal blade, the force of the blow knocking him into a training post and knocking him out. What's going on here? Iruka demanded. Troublesome, said Naresh Shikamaru. He explained what had happened regardless of his previous comment though. Iruka still needed to hear from Naruto and Sasuke what had happened. When Naruto got to the part where he hit Sasuke, Iruka asked, Naruto, why did you hit Sasuke? First I asked him to calm down. When that didn't work, trying to knock him out seemed like the next logical step, Naruto said with all seriousness. Shikamaru and several other students said that Sasuke was about to say something. What was it? Iruka asked the blonde. I didn't let him finish, but he started out saying that he needs power, and I struck him after he said the words, nothing else. What do you think he was going to say? Iruka asked, already well aware of the answer. I think he was going to say nothing else matters, Naruto answered. He continued, that's why I hit him. If that's his attitude, then it's going to make things difficult when team assignments get here. I'm sorry, sensei, today started out so great. It's alright, Naruto, it's not your fault, Iruka told his favorite student. Iruka then warned, Naruto, I want you to be careful, even though Sasuke was in the wrong, others might not see it that way. Do you think the council will find out? Naruto asked. I hope not, Naruto, Iruka said simply, even though he knew better. It was the weekend, and for Naruto and Hinata that just meant non-stop training. Naruto had just about finished his taijutsu training with Anko for the day. Hinata and Kurenai were just wrapping up too. On the surface it was a normal day, but that was about to change. Well, Gaki, I'm proud of you. If you keep this pace up, I may not have anything left to teach you by New Year's, Anko told Naruto. Thank you, sensei, but I think it's because you're a good teacher, Naruto responded. Before anything else could be said, a purple-haired Anbu Kunoichi wearing a porcelain cat mask appeared. Uzumaki, Naruto, the council has requested your presence, the woman said. With all the respect that's due, Nico-san, everyone in this training ground knows that the council never requests, it demands, was Naruto's response. Be that as it may, Uzumaki-san, you still have to go, Nico said. Anko made her way over to Nico and asked, couldn't this have waited until after my lesson? Shida whispered, seriously though, Yugao-chan, what's this about? Nico, or rather Yugao, responded in the same hushed tone, the civilians are pissed about what happened at the academy yesterday. Apparently some Kunoichi hopeful whined to her parents about how Naruto viciously attacked her Sasuke-kun. Kunoichi hopeful, I hope not, Anko responded, laughing at her own joke. Whatever you call her, Naruto-kun and I need to go before it gets worse, Yugao whispered back, not amused. Falling back into her Nico persona, she said, Uzumaki-san, I am to escort you to the council chambers. Sure, Nico-san, I want to get this over with, Naruto said, already aware of why the council wanted. Naruto-kun, Hinata said, worry evident in her voice. Don't worry, Hinata-chan, I'll be back as soon as I can, Naruto told her. With that, Nico put her hand on Naruto's shoulder, and with the aid of the Shunshin no Jutsu, and left the training ground. Don't worry, Hinata, Naruto will be fine, Kurenai tried to reassure the girl. I hope so, Kurenai-sensei, the heiress responded. Upon arriving at the council chambers, Naruto turned to Nico and asked, Nico-san, could you take me back to training ground 7 when this is over? I suppose I could, Uzumaki-san, the ANBU operative answered. Taking a deep breath, Naruto approached the doors and said, let's get this over with. The council chamber was a large, circular room that closely resembled a courtroom, the shinobi council on one side, the civilian council on the other, and the Hokage was always seated in between the two. Naruto had never been before the council before, but he figured that he should give them the respect that such an esteemed body deserved, at least until they gave him a reason not to. Uzumaki, Naruto responding to your summons, he said, bowing deeply. Naruto, do you know why you are here? Hiruzen asked the young man. I think so, Hokage-sama, but I would still like to hear it, Naruto responded. Boy, you stand before us having been accused of attacking Uchiha Sasuke without provocation, a random member said. The same council member asked, what do you have to say about that? I wasn't aware that I was being accused of a crime, but I'll go with the fantasy, not guilty, Naruto responded, no longer caring if he offended the council. This isn't a trial, Naruto, you don't have to worry, Hiruzen said. Hokage-sama, surely you must agree that punishment is in order. Another random civilian yelled. I allowed this meeting to this because I wanted to hear Naruto's side of the story. So far all we have heard are the accusations of a young Kunoichi, hopefully with an unhealthy infatuation with Uchiha Sasuke, repeated by adults, the Sandame explained, letting everyone know that this would not turn into some kangaroo court. My Ami is a saint, the council member from before defended. Troublesome, we are getting off topic, Nara Shikaku said, hoping to restore order. He then asked, Naruto, do you admit to striking Uchiha Sasuke? Not exactly. First I told him to calm down after he upset a classmate to the point of tears. When he refused, the use of force seemed to be the next logical step, Naruto explained. That matches up with what I heard from Shikamaru, Shikaku said. If I may, who was it that Uchiha Sasuke upset? Hareno Mabuki, Sakura's blonde mother asked. The student was Hareno Sakura. After Sasuke demanded I show him how to perform a technique I had just created, to which I refused, she essentially said that any jutsu I create or use is not worth knowing. After which Sasuke responded by yelling at her, and to me at least, his tone suggested that he did not value her opinion, Naruto explained. I see, Mabuki responded. When Sakura came home the day before, she had shown signs that she had been crying, but neither Mabuki nor Kazashi could get her to tell them what was wrong. When Naruto mentioned an upset classmate, Mabuki was almost certain it was Sakura. Uzumaki-san, my son Shino said that Uchiha-san said something that seemed to upset you before you struck him. Would you repeat it for us? Aburame Shibi requested. When I said he needed to calm down, he said, what I need is power, nothing else dash, and then I cut him off before he could finish. I know that I shouldn't put words in someone else's mouth, but I believe that he was going to say nothing else matters, Naruto responded. From what you said, that sounds about right, Yamanaka Inoichi said to the boy. I would like to know, Uzumaki-san, why would what Uchiha-san said, or rather about to say, upset you? Hyuga Hayashi asked the young shinobi hopeful. Konoha ninja are taught about the will of fire. We all may want to be strong, but to suggest that acquiring power is all that matters is like rejecting the will of fire entirely. At least I think so, Naruto reasoned. He went on to say, also, this is our final year in the academy. Even without finishing his statement, Sasuke may have destroyed any chance anyone in our class has of working with him. Well said, Naruto. Now if there is nothing else, you may take leave and enjoy your weekend, Hiruzen told the young Jinchuriki. The Hokage felt the need to add, keeping in mind that your techniques are your own and you are under no obligation to teach them to others if you so choose. That last statement was directed more at the civilian council members than at Naruto, and it effectively ended the meeting. Well, it's been fun, everyone. Let's do this again never, Naruto said as he left. Hey, I'm back, Naruto said as Nico dropped him off at the training ground. Naruto-kun, how did it go? Hinata asked. It was about how I viciously attacked Sasuke yesterday, Naruto said. Remembering the incident and the meeting today had put Naruto in a bad mood. He felt the need to hit something, but since it was a clearing and his options were limited, he punched the ground. When his fist connected, numerous oval-shaped projectiles of light fanned out in all directions, traveling in the air and on the ground. When he noticed, he yelled, Hinata-chan, take cover. All Hinata needed to do was put up a Mu barrier, but the shock of what had happened was still there. Naruto-kun, how did you do that? She asked. I don't know, I just remembered what happened yesterday, and with the meeting I was angry and I wanted to hit something, Naruto explained. A theory popped into his head. I think I know how I did it, but I think you should take cover, Hinata-chan. After Naruto was sure Hinata was safe, he focused light into his fist until a faint glow could be seen from it. He then shouted, Rakuhuha, and got the result he was hoping for, mostly. Everything the projectiles hit had burn marks or holes in them. Thankfully they were about mid-range, and the equipment and the memorial stone were unharmed. Rakuhuha? Hinata asked. It just feels right calling it that, Naruto said. Feeling daring and slightly flirtatious, Naruto went on to say, Don't worry, Hinata-chan, I'll make an amazingly powerful light-based jutsu and name it after you. How does sunlight supremacy sound? Hinata just turned red and replied, Let's just start training, but Naruto knew she was flattered. The weekend was over and Naruto and Hinata were on their way to the academy. Now this was not unusual, but Naruto was distracted by something. Before Hinata could ask what was on his mind, Naruto decided to tell her. Hinata-chan, I think I should apologize. What do you mean, Naruto-kun? She asked her crush. Last week I was talking about how Sasuke's poor attitude would ruin his ability to work with others, but how I handled the situation will do the same for me. Unfortunately, most of our classmates won't hold what happened against you, Naruto-kun. Perhaps, but Sasuke and I may have to work together at some point, and I don't want any hard feelings between us. I understand, but Sasuke-san has a great deal of rage inside of him. He may not be so forgiving. I know, but I have to try at least. With that, the two arrived in front of their classroom entrance, but before they entered, Naruto took a deep breath to calm himself down. With that done, he opened the door for Hinata and followed right after. Silence fell over the classroom as the students noticed Naruto's entrance. Well, I suppose I should have expected this, Naruto thought. After a quick scan of the classroom, Naruto found who he was looking for and decided it was now or never. Hey Sasuke, I wanted to apologize for what happened last week. My actions were over the top and I hope we can put that behind us, Naruto said, voice full of sincerity. Humph. Okay, that went better than expected actually, Naruto said as he took the seat next to Sasuke, with Hinata following his lead and taking the seat on the end. Naruto, beat it, can't you see that you're bothering Sasuke-kun? Came a nasally voice. Naruto turned and saw a girl with short dark hair flanked by two other girls. Naruto said to the girl, Your name is Ami, right? Your father said you and he were the ones who tried to ruin my Saturday. I said beat it Naruto, you too Hinata, Ami said in a tone that suggested she thought she was superior to everyone. Neither Hinata-chan nor I have to listen to you, you're our classmate not our superior, Naruto responded. Listen you little orphan brat, my 2-san is on the civilian council so that makes me better than you, Ami declared, quickly losing her temper. That comment made Naruto laugh. Oh, if you only knew. Ami had about had it, and probably would have done something she would have regretted had Iruka and Mizuki not entered the room. Ami, Kusumi, and Fuki, please take your seats, Iruka ordered. But Sensei Ami started to whine. But nothing, sit, Iruka said, leaving no room for arguments. After taking roll, Iruka told his class that they would be doing some special training. What kind of training, Sensei? Akimichi Choji asked. In our classes up until now we have worked on individual skills, but in your ninja career you will be required to work together in teams. To ease you into it, Mizuki-sensei and I will be breaking you into teams of, he paused to check the number of absent students, 2 and have you spar against each other, Iruka told the class. Iruka read off a list of names. It was going well until he called out the final pair. Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto, Iruka called out. Oh crap, Naruto thought. Don't get in my way, Dobe, Sasuke told Naruto. Sure, whatever, Naruto responded. Naruto then asked the question that had been on his mind all morning, you aren't still mad about last week, are you? If looks could kill, Naruto would have been dead. Had Naruto not known better, he would have sworn right there Sasuke would have thrown any number of matches just to get back at him from the glare Sasuke was giving him. In an attempt to quell Sasuke's anger, Naruto said, Sasuke, I really am sorry about what happened, but we need to focus on the matches. I don't need your help, Sasuke said as the class made their way outside. Iruka thought for a minute before saying, the first match will be the team of Inuzuka Kiba and Akimichi Choji versus Dash. How about the team of Sasuke and Naruto, Mizuki suggested. Ugh, best of luck kid, the Kyuubi said to Naruto, knowing full well he would need it. I'll be fine, I'm pretty sure Sasuke hates losing more than he hates me, Naruto said, not really convinced. Whatever you say Naruto, came the Kyuubi's response. Do your best Naruto-kun, Hinata said to her crush. I will Hinata-chan, Naruto responded all the while thinking, I just hope Sasuke and I don't start fighting each other. Ha, we've got this in the bag Choji, Kiba declared. If you say so Kiba, Choji said, evidently less confident than his partner. Of course we do, hell these two will probably just ignore us and fight each other, Kiba said arrogantly. So Sasuke, any ideas? Naruto asked his partner. Like I said, stay out of my way, Sasuke responded. Go Sasuke-kun! Sasuke's fangirls shouted. As soon as the 4 students were ready, Iruka called out, Hajime. Expansion Jutsu, Choji called out as his body ballooned out. Ninja Art Beast Mimicry, Kiba shouted as he got on all fours. I guess I can't use interdiction, right? Naruto asked in a voice full of desperation. No weapons Naruto, Iruka said, although he wasn't entirely sure if he should even have allowed Kiba and Choji to use their clan's taijutsu styles since they required ninjutsu to get started. Apparently the Inuzuka and Akimichi styles were a gray area. Human boulder, Choji cried out as he rolled forward in an attempt to ram his opponents. Tsuga, Kiba yelled as he spun his body like a mini twister, and took off along the ground in an attempt to trap Naruto and Sasuke between the attacks. Naruto and Sasuke managed to dodge, but they underestimated how much control Kiba and Choji had over their movements. Both could turn on a dime and proved it with a pincer maneuver. Naruto and Sasuke took the full force of both attacks and ended up eating dirt. Ugh, Sasuke, I think I have a way to put us in control of this match, but I need your help, Naruto said as tried to get back on his feet. That's a good one, but if you're gonna try to pull a plan out of your ass, at least make sure you stand up first, Kiba said smugly. He's crass, but he's right, the two of them are the heavy hitters in our class, Naruto thought. Alright Dobe, let's hear it, Sasuke said. What? Naruto asked, unsure if he had heard correctly. I don't really want to work with you, but if we lose to these two I'm seriously going to consider seppuku, Sasuke told his blonde partner. Since losing this means losing to Kiba, I agree with you, Naruto said. Getting serious, he said, I need you to activate your Sharingan before we do anything. Sasuke mumbled something unintelligible which prompted Naruto to ask quietly, what's wrong? Don't you think I would be using it if I could? Sasuke asked in the same hushed tone. Try channeling chakra into your eyes or something then, because I don't have anything else, Naruto all but ordered. Alright, fine, Sasuke retorted. Almost immediately he noticed a change, his vision was much clearer, and everything was more pronounced. Although you said you couldn't activate your Sharingan, it may be in the early stages but it looks to be in working order, Naruto hissed, thinking Sasuke was messing with him. Oh, up yours dope, now what? Sasuke responded. I think I have a way to counter Kiba's Tsuga, but I need you to tell me what direction he's spinning, Naruto whispered. Are you two almost done? We don't have all day, you know, Kiba shouted. Come on then, dog breath, I'm ready when you are, Naruto shouted back. You asked for it. Tsuga! Kiba shouted as he resumed attacking his opponents, although his primary focus was Naruto. Sasuke, which way is he spinning? Naruto asked, setting up to counter. Counterclockwise, Sasuke said. He then asked, now what? Once I catch him, hit him with all you've got, Naruto responded as he flipped over onto his hands and launched himself feet forward towards Kiba. As Kiba approached, Naruto set his legs up like a pair of scissors and brought them together with enough force to stop Kiba from spinning. After that, Sasuke hit Kiba with jump kick that knocked him out of bounds. Not what I had in mind, but I can't argue with results, Naruto said, glad that he and Sasuke could focus on one opponent now. Any other ideas? Sasuke asked in a hushed tone. There is something I would like to try, but we need to get Choji into the air first, Naruto whispered back. Kiba has us covered, Sasuke said, pointing out the trench left by Kiba's first Tsuga. Great, either Choji will have to stop his technique, or he keeps going and goes out of control, Naruto said. In the first case, I need both of us to get the back of his neck on our shoulders. After that, just follow my lead, Naruto continued. And in the latter situation? Sasuke questioned. I don't know, but hopefully it will buy us some time, Naruto said. Alright, your last plan worked. Let's see if miracles can happen twice, Sasuke said in jest. You cracking jokes, I think that's a sign of the apocalypse, Naruto joked back. Come on, Choji, you could still have a chance to win, Naruto said, hoping to coax another human boulder out of his classmate. Don't get cocky just because you beat Kiba. Human boulder doesn't have a weak point, Choji declared as he got ready to charge his opponents. Without Kiba to trap them, Naruto and Sasuke could dodge Choji easily even with his enhanced size. After leading him around for a bit, Naruto and Sasuke finally managed to get Choji to roll into the trench Kiba left. Just as Naruto had expected, the trench forced Choji into the air. Choji, being Choji and wanting to keep the damage to a minimum, stopped spinning and reverted to his normal size. Unfortunately for Choji, he misjudged how he would stop and was falling headfirst, and that was exactly what Naruto wanted. I'll get his right side, you get his left, Naruto told Sasuke. Got it, Sasuke responded, and with that the two boys had the back of Choji's neck resting on their shoulders and their hands around one ankle each. From a third-person perspective, Naruto and Sasuke had Choji upside down and dog-legged. It was then that Naruto called out, Buster Variation Part 5, as he and Sasuke landed in a kneeling position. Ga was the only sound Choji made as his opponents let him drop on his back, defeated. Winners Naruto and Sasuke, Iruka declared, relieved that the two boys hadn't started fighting each other. That was fun, let's do it again sometime, Naruto said to his partner. Not interested, Sasuke responded. Alright, but I still think we need to talk, Naruto told Sasuke. Fine, whatever, Sasuke said, too tired to argue. When the final team matches finished, Iruka decided that his students deserved a break. Alright class, we'll break for lunch and then finish up the day with a review. Answering his class's unasked, collective question, he announced, the best team is the duo of Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto. After a short applause, the students went off to eat and do their own thing until class resumed. Alright Dobe, what do you want? Sasuke asked as he met up with Naruto and Hinata. This morning I tried to apologize for last week, but I think a peace offering is in order, Naruto said. He then went on to explain, I can't teach you any of my techniques because I barely know how I do them, but maybe I can teach you something. What is it? Sasuke asked, finally showing some interest. I learned 5 elemental jutsu, and since I'm sure you already know Katan, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, how about I show you the other 4 and we'll call it even, Naruto suggested. Alright fine, but what do you mean that you barely know how to use those other techniques? Sasuke asked. Hinata-chan and I both completed mood training, yet we both had very different results. I somehow gained the ability to use light and dark as well as mood jutsu, whereas Hinata can use ethereal weapons and create barriers like I can, but so far that's all I know about her abilities, Naruto explained. Any theories on that? Sasuke asked. None that makes sense, no, Naruto responded. Alright, show me those 4 jutsu and let's never speak of last week again, Sasuke said. With that, Naruto showed Sasuke how to perform the futon, great breakthrough, suiton, gunshot, doton, headhunter jutsu, and right-on, discharge just as the Sandaime had shown him. Sasuke attempted all 4 on a training post, not showing much more skill than Naruto had during his first attempt, but went away satisfied. Do you think I did the right thing, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked his friend. I think you did what you believed was right, Naruto-kun, and that is all anyone could ask for, Hinata responded. Thinking back to the matches, she said, you and Sasuke-san worked well together. Thanks, Hinata-chan, Naruto said. You and your partner did pretty well too, he complimented. I think that was only because our opponents seemed so distracted. None of our techniques complemented each other, Hinata said, more to herself than to Naruto. Geez, take a compliment, Hinata-chan, Naruto joked. After pondering Hinata's words, he said, you do have a point though, both Ino and Sakura have been acting strange today. I wonder what's wrong, Hinata said. If I had to guess, I would say that Sakura is upset about when Sasuke yelled at her, and Ino is worried about Sakura, Naruto suggested. And of course, Ino is too proud to admit she's worried about Sakura, Hinata said. Exactly, Naruto said. The rest of the school day was uneventful, just a few lectures and reviews. When it was finished, Naruto and Hinata made their way back to Training Ground 7. Their training proceeded as normal, physical conditioning and taijutsu practice, only deviating from this pattern when Naruto was hit with inspiration. The two stopped abruptly when they heard a rustling noise. Who's there? Naruto demanded. Upon receiving no response, he summoned interdiction, got ready to fight, and asked, Hinata-chan, can you see who it is? No, they're wearing a mask, but there's only one and I think they're male, Hinata said. Alright, I need you to tell me where they are, Naruto told her. Turn 45 degrees left and fire, Hinata whispered, already anticipating Naruto's plan. And so he did. Naruto shot ethereal blades at the mystery assailant and then asked, did I get him? No, he dodged. Damn, I can't fire my blades any faster. Lightning jutsu might work, it's certainly fast enough. Naruto-kun, here he comes, Hinata warned. Kid, put up a barrier around your hands and summon interdiction inside of them, the Kyuubi suggested. What will that do? Naruto asked mentally. If you summon them but don't focus them into blades, the dark matter will go wild, then you could possibly fire it at this guy, the fox suggested. It's worth a shot, Naruto said as he did just as the fox had suggested. It began to look as though he had a ball of blue lightning in his hand, some even found its way outside of the Mu barrier. The figure had taken this moment to charge the 2 academy students. Here it goes, Naruto said as he fired the Mu lightning at the figure. 2 bolts hit the mark simultaneously as the figure grunted and was slammed back into a tree. With that, the assailant decided to cut his losses and leave. What now? Hinata asked, visibly shaken. Now I think we need to see the Hokage, Naruto said, grabbing her hand and leading the way towards the Hokage mansion. Damn it! The masked assailant yelled as he removed his mask, revealing himself to be Mizuki. I could have given the Hyuga girl to Orochimaru-sama, pinned the girl's disappearance on the demon, killed him, and have my record expunged all in one evening, Mizuki ranted. After he calmed down, Mizuki said, well, there will be more chances, maybe I should try a different approach. With that, Mizuki figured he would need to keep up his charade a while longer, and began to plan a way to get Naruto alone. Naruto and Hinata reached the Hokage mansion just as the sun had finished setting. Fortunately for them, the Hokage frequently had to work late. Not even caring what he saw in the Sandaime's office, Naruto just barged in. Hokage Gigi. Huff, something puff happened at Wee's Training Ground 7, the blonde shinobi hopeful announced while trying to catch his breath. Seeing his surrogate grandson and the Hyuga heiress in such an exhausted and fearful state had Hiruzen convinced that what had happened was more significant than a training accident. It was only thanks to living through 3 shinobi world wars that Hiruzen could address the situation calmly. Naruto, calm down and tell me what happened, the Sandaime ordered. Naruto didn't get scared often, so Hiruzen knew Naruto came looking to talk to the Hokage and not his Gigi. After taking a moment to collect himself, Naruto told the elderly Hokage what had happened at the training ground, from the time he and Hinata began training to how they had run all the way from Training Ground 7 to the Hokage mansion. Once Naruto had finished recounting the events that led him to barging into the Hokage's office, Hiruzen called 2 ANBU into his office. Bring Hyuga Hayashi and Yumino Irika to me at once, he ordered. With 2 calls of, "Hi Hokage-sama," the ANBU were gone. Turning back to the children, the Hokage had some questions Naruto's story did not answer, and he was hoping Hinata could give him more answers. "Hinata, did you manage to see this assailant?" the sexagenarian asked. "No, sir, they were wearing a mask, but their build was most certainly that of a male," the young girl answered. "I see. Well, now let's wait until everyone gets here before we continue," Hiruzen asked. They didn't have long to wait. The ANBU returned with Hayashi, Irika, and to no one's surprise, Anko. "Our apologies, Hokage-sama. Anko-san insisted on coming with Irika-san," one of the ANBU explained. "No matter, she may as well hear this too if she is going to continue training these two," Hiruzen responded before dismissing them. "Hokage-sama, if I may ask, what has happened?" Hayashi asked. "Both Naruto and Hinata were attacked at Training Ground 7 not long ago by an unidentified assailant. While they were able to drive their attacker away, I do not believe this will be the last we hear from them. Now, before the 3 of you joined us, Hinata had identified the attacker as a male. Now that you are here, I will continue with the questions," Hiruzen explained. Turning to Hinata, he asked, "Hinata, do you know who their target was?" "They didn't discriminate as far as I could tell, sir," Hinata answered. "I see," Hiruzen responded. Turning to the adults, he asked, "Do any of you know of anyone who would wish these children harm?" "I would say Kumo, but they wouldn't send someone who could be stopped by academy students," was Hayashi's answer. "I have an idea, but I would rather tell you in private, Hokage-sama," Irika said. "I know who Irika-kun is talking about, and I think he's right," came Anko's reply. "Any particular reason you two won't tell all of us?" the Hokage asked. "We can't accuse a fellow Konoha shinobi without proof," Irika said simply. "And it may prompt Mizuki to act if these two start acting overly cautious around him," he silently added. "I see, then I need the 2 of you to stay after we finish," the Hokage said, knowing full well who Irika and Anko suspected. Moving on, he then said, "I think it would be wise for these 2 to have someone keep an eye on them at all times until this mystery man is caught. I will have a branch member accompany Hinata to and from training and station guards around her room at night," Hayashi said. "Now that just leaves Naruto," the Hokage said, considering his options. "I'd say he could stay with me, but there isn't much space in my apartment," Irika explained. "Same with me," Anko said simply. Ironically, she and Irika were discussing what they would do about a place to live after their wedding. If lack of space is the only issue, then I think I have a solution," Hiruzen said, coming to a decision. "What is it, Gigi?" Naruto asked. "The home of the Yondaime has been empty for years. Perhaps it is time it had some new occupants, and the 3 of you have been looking more and more like a family recently," the Sandaime said. "Are you sure that's all right, Hokage-sama?" Irika asked. "I'm sure, there may be a layer of dust on everything, but it would accommodate the 3 of you just fine," the Sandaime told them. Knowing what Irika's real concern was, Hiruzen then said, "You need not worry about how the council. I think it is time that they were reminded who runs this village." "Well said, Hokage-sama," Hayashi said. "As I said, though, it will take at least a day before anyone can move in, so for tonight I will assign Naruto an ANBU guard," Hiruzen said. "That will not be necessary, Hokage-sama. He can stay at my clan's compound tonight," Hayashi proposed. "That is rather generous, Hyuga-sama, but are you sure I won't be imposing?" Naruto asked. "Not at all," Hayashi said simply. "I thank you, Hyuga-sama," Naruto said, his voice full of gratitude. "Now if you and Hinata will leave the room, there is something I wish to discuss with the Hokage," Hayashi told the 2 students. "Hi, sama," Hinata said, as she left the office. "Hi, Hyuga-sama," Naruto responded, closing the door behind him. After making sure that the children were out of earshot with his Byakugan, Hayashi finally asked, "Now Yumino-san, Midarashi-san, who do the 2 of you believe attacked the children?" "We both believe that it was the academy instructor, Mizuki," Irika told Hayashi. Yes, the murder suspect the civilian council placed at the academy. I had almost forgotten about him," Hayashi said. "Yes, so far all he has done is attempt to sabotage Naruto's training," Irika started to say. "Which is something that many in Konoha would praise him for, unfortunately," Hayashi interrupted. "Which is part of the reason we suspect him, Anko-chan, and I found it odd that a man accused of murdering a member of his squad just so happens to be put in my class as an assistant," Irika said, finishing his earlier though. "It is purely speculation, but I would bet an A-rank missions pay that the civilian council tried to cut a deal with Mizuki, get rid of Naruto, and they make the charges against him disappear," Anko suggested. Well, for now we must remain vigilant, Mizuki or not someone wishes to harm Naruto, and, apparently, Hinata as well, Hiruzen said. Realizing that nothing could be done at this point, Hiruzen said, if that is all, then I bid you all good evening. Hi Hokage-sama, the three responded before they left the room. Before heading to the Hyuga compound, Hayashi and Hinata accompanied Naruto to his apartment so that he could collect his belongings. When he had finished and the three began their trek back to the Hyuga compound, they walked in silence until Hayashi decided to ask about Naruto's lack of luggage. Naruto-san, while it is important to pack light, you may not see your apartment for some time. Are you sure it is wise to leave the rest of your possession until tomorrow? Actually, Hyuga-sama, everything I own that isn't replaceable is in the pack. All I left was the food in the fridge and my cups of instant ramen, Naruto said, as if his situation were normal. Minato, my old friend, Hayashi thought, I wonder if you would consider saving the village if you had known how your son's life would turn out. I see, Hayashi said simply, worried that he would say the wrong thing. That had killed any chance of conversation for the rest of the trip to the Hyuga compound. Upon their arrival, the group of three was greeted by a branch member. Hayashi-sama, Hinata-sama, welcome home, and I see Uzumaki-san is with you this evening, the Hyuga said. Although there were a few holdouts, most Hyuga had grown accustomed to Naruto's presence. Yes, there was, shall we say, an incident at Training Ground 7. Naruto-san will be spending the night at the compound, Hayashi explained, trying not to give too much away. Shall I show him to the guest quarters before he joins you for dinner? The branch member asked. Before Hayashi responded, he noticed Ko passing by and, getting a rather devious idea, said, No, I think it would be best if Ko did that. Beckoning his clansman, Hayashi said, Ko, would you be so kind as to show our honored guest to his quarters and then to the dining room? Hi, Hayashi-sama, Ko responded almost immediately. Looking around, he then asked, Where is our guest? Naruto-san is our guest for the night, Hayashi told his confused clansman. Ko looked as though he had been slapped, but he obeyed all the same. Hi, Hayashi-sama, come Uzumaki-san. Hi, Ko-san, Naruto responded as he followed Ko to the guest quarters. As Ko was guiding Naruto, memories of his conversation with Hayashi weeks ago began to surface. Flashback no jutsu. Ko, do you realize that you could be put to death for what you did at the front gate? Hayashi asked the man in front of him. Yes, sir, Ko responded. I must know, has Uzumaki-san ever wronged you personally, Ko? The Hyuga had asked. No, sir, Ko answered. Then would you mind explaining your animosity towards him? Hayashi asked. Foxes are tricky, Hayashi-sama. He is just biding his time until Ko started. Enough! Hayashi yelled. After calming down slightly, he continued, I will hear no more of this, Ko. You will be civil to Uzumaki Naruto in the future, and that is all there is to it. Hi, Hayashi-sama, Ko responded. Now, Ko, I must ask, you had faith in Namikaze Minato's abilities when he was alive. Why do you doubt them now that he is dead? Hayashi asked. It was a question that he wished he could ask all of Konoha, was Ko's response. That's what I thought, Hayashi said as he turned to leave. Ko-san, is everything all right? Naruto asked, shaking Ko from his thoughts. Yes, Uzumaki-san, I'm fine, Ko responded. Noticing that they had reached the guest quarters, Ko said, Here we are, Uzumaki-san. Thank you, Ko-san. Could you show me to the dining room after I drop off my belongings? Naruto asked. Of course, Uzumaki-san, came Ko's response. Dinner with the Hyuga main house was quiet, but Naruto had assumed that was normal, which was just as well. He wasn't really in the mood to answer questions. After this, he bid his gracious hosts good night and returned to the guest quarters. Once again, Naruto found himself up before the sun and figured that it couldn't hurt to wait out in the courtyard. It was there he saw a Hyuga boy training. I suppose that you are the main household's guest? The boy asked, turning to look at Naruto. Yes, Hyuga-san, I am Uzumaki Naruto, Naruto greeted. Hyuga Niji, the now identified Niji said simply as he stared at Naruto as if he were sizing up an opponent. I'm sorry if I disturbed you, Niji-san, Naruto said. Never mind that. You said your name was Uzumaki Naruto? Hi. You don't seem all that impressive, Niji said dismissively. Not wanting to cause problems for his hosts, Naruto simply responded, I like to think I am about as impressive as any other academy student, Niji-san. Guy-sensei seems to see something in you, but then again he sees something in Lee as well, Niji said. Niji-san, I don't think you should put your sensei or your teammate down like that, Naruto said, ready to stick up for his friends. I am simply saying that Guy-sensei is wasting his time. Fate has decided that Lee will never be a proper ninja, just as it has decided that Hinata-sama will always be weak. Lee is making lemonade with the lemons life gave him. And as for Hinata, those who are strong were once weak, just as those who are weak are able to become strong. It appears that you know nothing of fate. I don't think I want to. I'd much rather determine my own destiny. You are a fool. I've been called worse. Niji-nissen, Naruto-kun, came a timid voice. Ohio, Hinata-chan, Naruto greeted, his annoyance with Niji momentarily forgotten. Hinata-sama, Niji greeted curtly. I came to tell you both that breakfast is ready, Hinata said. Thanks, Hinata-chan, Naruto replied. Of course, Hinata-sama, Niji responded. With that, the three of them headed off to eat and prepare for the day ahead. With that done, Niji went to meet his team while Naruto and Hinata waited for their escort to Training Ground 7. They didn't have long to wait. They were flanked by 2 branch members and went to meet Enko and Kurenai for their morning training. Like I said, Gaki, soon I won't have anything left to teach you at the rate you're going, Enko told Naruto. Both she and Kurenai were the children's escort to the academy. I'm sure there's a great deal you could still teach me, Enko-sensei, Naruto replied. Maybe after you become a genin, give you some motivation, Enko replied back. Look at you two, one could almost mistake you for brother and sister, Kurenai said. Here we are, you two are Iraka-kun's problem now, and I want the two of you to skip your after-school training session, Iraka-kun, Naruto-chan, and I need to get settled, Enko told the two. Hinata was slightly disappointed but understood, and Naruto looked indignant at being called Naruto-chan but agreed all the same. Good, now off to class you two, and with that Enko and Kurenai took their leave. Class went about the same as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary happened, just a lecture about the Third Shinobi World War. The problem came when the students took their lunch break. Why did you do it, Naruto? Kiba asked. Huh, came Naruto's intelligent response. Do you enjoy torturing us? Do you hate us? Choji asked. What did I do? Naruto asked confused. As far as he could tell, he hadn't done anything wrong since meeting Ichiro and the other monks. Troublesome. When you helped Sasuke activate his Sharingan, you gave the girls another reason to fawn over him, Shikamaru explained. The girls have fawned over Sasuke for years. Hinata-chan was the only exception, Naruto reminded them. It's gotten worse, and I think Sasuke is even starting to believe the crap they say about him, Kiba told Naruto. If he does let him, Sasuke's eyes don't make him invincible. The Shodaime beat Uchiha Madara and he was supposedly the strongest Uchiha to ever live, Naruto reminded his peers. That's true, Shikamaru said. Dobe, I want a rematch, Sasuke said as he made his way over to Naruto's group. I'm afraid I must decline. I'm in no mood to go back in front of the council and explain how your RARA squad is full of shit, Naruto responded. Don't worry, they won't, Sasuke said as he got into his taijutsu stance. In an effort to go Naruto, he said, if you're scared you can use those weapons of yours. I have nothing to gain by fighting you, Sasuke, so I'll pass, Naruto told him. I knew it! One of Sasuke's fangirls shouted. That baka Naruto is too scared to fight Sasuke, a second one added. I have better things to do than listen to this, Naruto said, his annoyance finally showing. As he turned to walk away, he heard the sound of someone charging. Naruto-kun, look out! He heard Hinata yell, as much as she could yell at least. Hinata needn't have worried. One of Naruto's Mubunshin dispatched Sasuke without much effort, literally knocking Sasuke on his ass. Sasuke, what part of no didn't you understand? Naruto asked as he went to help Sasuke up, and his Bunshin faded back into non-existence. Sasuke just growled, knocked Naruto's hand away, and went off to nurse his wounded pride. The rest of the day proceeded as normal for Naruto, with the exception of the occasional glare from Sasuke and his fans. When the day was finished, Iruka called Naruto and Hinata to him, escorted Hinata home and grabbed Naruto's things, and then, with Naruto in tow, went to his apartment to gather his own possessions. I don't think I've ever seen your place, Sensei, Naruto said. Not much to see really, Iruka said as he started grabbing loose items and putting them into a storage scroll. Naruto noticed something out of the corner of his eye and asked, Iruka-sensei, what are those? Those were a gift from Enko-chan. They're called chakrams. They can be in a manner similar to Fuma Shuriken but can also be used in melee combat. Iruka explained. Now in full lecture mode, Iruka continued, The most iconic method of throwing a chakram is tajani, wherein the weapon is twirled on the index finger of an upraised hand and thrown with a timed flick of the wrist. The spin is meant to add power and range to the throw, while also avoiding the risk of cutting oneself on the sharp outer edge. An adept user can twirl the chakram while using another weapon with the other hand. These are special though. I can combine them with fire jutsu to leave trails of fire behind them, or if I feel it is necessary I can use them to place a seal on my opponent, snap my fingers and said opponent will burst into flame. The best part is no matter how I throw them, these ones always come back. What are they called? Naruto asked. Eternal flames, Iruka answered, holding the chakrams up for Naruto to examine. Each chakram had a circular main wheel with a black, cross-shaped handle. The edge of the main wheel sported 4 spikes and 4 small rings that were bisected by the main wheel. Another spike identical to the other 4 was attached to each of these rings, which made a total of 8 spikes. The interior of the main wheel and the outer edge of the half of each of the 4 rings that were on the interior of the wheel were red, as were the inner edges of the other halves of the rings. The rest of the chakrams were silver. Is there a story behind that name? Naruto asked. I wanted to be a teacher to pass the will of fire on to all of my students. Anko-chan swears that when she heard their name she had to buy them for me, Iruka told him. Too bad you can't bring them to class, Naruto said. Ninja Academy or not, students seem to get nervous when their teacher has weapons on them, Iruka said jokingly. We should go soon, Anko-sensei doesn't like to be kept waiting, Naruto said. Tell me about it, Iruka murmured. What? Naruto asked, barely catching the statement. I said you're absolutely right, Iruka said, in no mood to explain what an angry Anko meant for him. About time you two got here, Anko said when Iruka and Naruto finally arrived at what was once the home of the Yondaime. Gomen Anko-chan, Iruka said, hoping to pacify the kunoichi. Yeah, sorry Anko-sensei, Naruto echoed. It's fine, just get settled so we can decide what to do about dinner, Anko said. Hee, Naruto chuckled. What's so funny, Gaki? Anko asked. Nothing really, I've gone to an empty apartment after class for years, but for the first time ever it feels like I've come home, Naruto said happily. It had been about a week and Naruto was certainly enjoying his new living arrangements. For the first time ever he felt like he had an actual family. He almost wished the mystery man never got caught, so long as Iruka and Anko stayed with him. He felt terrible for entertaining such a notion. He didn't want Hinata or anyone else to get hurt because of the attacker. He thought that he should just enjoy the time they spent together now. Right now Naruto was getting some much-needed sleep, but that was about to change. Good morning, Naruto, Anko yelled as she jumped at Naruto's bed feet first. Luckily, Naruto managed to dodge, but he was sure that Anko's little wake-up call almost gave him a heart attack. What the hell, Anko-nichan? Naruto asked, breathing heavily and clutching his chest, and not even realizing what he had called Anko. If you want to be a ninja you have to be ready for an attack at all times, Anko said, as what she had done were the most normal thing in the world. She then asked, did you call me Nei-chan? I'm sorry Anko-sensei, it just sort of slipped out, Naruto said, worried that he had upset her. It's fine, Iruka-kun is making breakfast so wash up and get dressed, Anko told the boy. Naruto had done just as Anko had said and met both her and Iruka in the house's modest dining room. When he sat down he began to eat in silence. Iruka, sensing something was wrong with his student, asked, What's wrong, Naruto? Nothing, sensei, Naruto said, putting a fake smile on his face for the first time in a while. Naruto, I can tell when you're lying. Whatever it is you can tell us, Iruka said, concern showing on his face. That did it. A single tear trailed down Naruto's face. Both Anko and Iruka saw it, but Anko was the first to speak. Naruto? Her voice full of concern. I'm a terrible person, Naruto said simply. Why would you say that, Naruto? Iruka asked, growing more worried. I know it hasn't been that long, but for the first time in my life it feels like I have a family. Part of me even wishes that the man who attacked Hinata-chan and I never gets caught so I won't be alone again, Naruto said as the tears started to flow freely. Naruto, it's Iruka started to say. I know it's selfish and I know that it's wrong. But I can't help it. As long as this guy is on the loose everyone could be in danger, and part of me doesn't care. I want us to stay together. I'm sorry, you both must think I'm a monster, Naruto finished. With that done, Anko went to embrace the young blonde and Iruka put his hand on the boy's shoulder. That's not true, Naruto, no one thinks you're a monster, Iruka told the boy. Yes, they do. Not for wanting to stay with the two of you, but they think I'm a monster, Naruto said. Naruto, what are you talking about? Anko asked. He means people can't see past me, the Kyuubi said, coming to Naruto's rescue. Am I speaking with the Kyuubi? Iruka asked, a hint of anger in his voice. You don't actually have to speak, I can hear your thoughts just fine, the fox replied. So you know about the fox? Anko asked her surrogate little brother. He knows everything, about me, who his parents were, and the truth about that night, the Kyuubi said. What do you mean the truth about that night? Iruka asked mentally. The Kyuubi proceeded to explain what had happened from the Shinju to his first meeting with Naruto. I'm not sure what to think anymore, Iruka thought, as his anger at the fox shifted to the masked man. The masked man may have released me, but I did kill your parents, and I suppose I owe you an apology, the Kyuubi said. The kid must be rubbing off on me, he thought, although he didn't sound too upset about it. Yes, you did, but I have been judging you unfairly for the past 12 years, and for that I am sorry, Iruka replied. Thanks for the history lesson, Kyuubi, but right now we have a crying child to console, Anko reminded the others. Indeed you do, I'll leave you to it, the Kyuubi said as he cut the link between himself and the two older ninja. Naruto, it's okay, Anko-chan, and I will always be there for you, Iruka said. I know, Naruto said as he started to calm down. Before anything else could be said, there was a knock on the door. That must be Kurenai, damn it, we're late, Anko said. Anko-chan, maybe Kurenai can handle both Naruto and Hinata today. I think we need to talk to the Hokage, Iruka said. You're right, I'll ask her, Anko said, going to answer the door. Naruto, don't worry, everything will be just fine. We'll talk after you get home this evening, alright? Iruka asked his student. Okay, sensei, Naruto replied. With that, Naruto went to meet Kurenai for his morning training. When Kurenai and Hinata saw the signs that Naruto had been crying, they were shocked to say the least. Hinata latched onto him as if to shield him from whatever life could throw at him. Kurenai had agreed to handle both kids today, but not before she made sure that Naruto wasn't upset by something Iruka or Anko had done. When she was satisfied, she led the two to training ground 7. Kurenai wasn't exactly sure how to help Naruto. She didn't practice snake style, and she wasn't sure an academy student should know any genjutsu beyond what she had taught both of the children already. Thankfully, help had appeared in the form of two familiar figures at the memorial stone. Asuma, is that you? Kurenai asked. Sarutobi Asuma was a tall man, with brown eyes, short, black spiky hair, and beard. He wore the standard Konoha ninja uniform with the sleeves rolled up halfway, a flak jacket, regular shinobi sandals, and forehead protector. He also wore a sash that had the kanji for fire on it around his waist, a pair of black bangles and bandages wrapped around the arms of his sleeves. Hey Kurenai, it's been a while, he greeted. 7 years isn't a while, Asuma, Kurenai shot back. No acknowledgement for me, I notice, the second person, Kakashi said. Sorry Kakashi, how are you today? Kurenai asked. Oh, you know, same as always, and glad that my old friend is back in the village, Kakashi said. I didn't know you were one of the daimyo's guards, Asuma, Kurenai said, noticing the sash. Yeah, the 12 Guardian Ninja was great until half of them decided they wanted to revolt against my dad, replace the daimyo, and conquer the rest of the elemental countries, Asuma said, as though such a thing happened daily. What? Kurenai asked, wondering if she had heard right. Yeah, me, a buddy of mine, and the guy who led the half of the group that planned the coup are the only surviving original members, Asuma said with a sigh. He went on to say, we have our issues, but I love my dad, I wouldn't let anything happen to him. Should Hinata-chan and I have heard any of that? Naruto asked. Oh, I didn't expect you to have students already, Kurenai, Asuma said. It's not official, but I am hoping to get a genin team, Kurenai said. She then introduced her two students. This is Hyuga Hinata and Uzumaki Naruto. Hey, how's it going? Asuma greeted. Nice to meet you, Asuma-san, Hinata said. You're Gigi's son? Naruto asked. Yeah, my old man is the Hokage, Asuma said. Getting back to Naruto's earlier question, Asuma said, about what you two heard, it isn't a secret or anything, but I wouldn't go around talking about it. No one will hear about it from me, Naruto responded. Nor from me, Hinata added. They're cute, where did you get them? Asuma asked. Actually, Anko was teaching Naruto snake-style taijutsu and Kurenai was teaching Hinata a few things on the side, Kakashi said before Kurenai could answer. Snake-style? No one has shown an interest in that for years, Asuma stated. Gai-sensei suggested it, he said it would work well with my weapons, Naruto explained. What weapons? Asuma asked, not seeing anything. These, Naruto said as he summoned interdiction. What are those? Asuma asked in shock. Those are ethereal blades. Naruto wants to be the first ninja in the world to create and use Mu-style jutsu, Kakashi said. Looks like he's off to a decent start, Asuma said. He can do more than that, and he can use all the elements as well as light and darkness, Kurenai told the bearded Jonin. I've got to see this, Asuma said. Alright, Naruto said as he showed Asuma what he could do. He used the jutsu the Hokage had shown him, Kuruzu, and a weakened version of Rakuhuha. Impressive, Asuma said after the demonstration. Thank you, Asuma-san, but I still have a ways to go. I only meant to create one new nature transformation, and now I have to make 3 and I seem to be stumbling through it, Naruto said. Hey, a lot of great things were discovered by accident. Take the Suiken for example, Asuma said, trying to raise the boy's spirits. Drunken Fist, did you make that up? Naruto asked. It exists, but we're getting off topic. You sounded like you were having trouble, Kakashi said. Yeah, I've hit a snag creating darkness jutsu. Kuruzu is all I've got, Naruto admitted. What do you know about darkness? Kakashi asked, in an attempt to be helpful. I know it absorbs light and color, that it obscures vision, and I'm able to manipulate gravity with it, but that's all I know, Naruto told the masked Jonin. You're right, Naruto. And you should never forget that as ninja the dark and the shadows are one of our greatest weapons, Kakashi said. Hide in the shadows, Naruto said to himself, with a contemplative look on his face. What's wrong, Naruto-kun? Did you think of something? Hinata asked. Possibly, was all Naruto said in response. He then made himself transparent and fell on his shadow. Instead of hitting the ground like everyone expected him to, he was absorbed into his shadow. His shadow changed shape into that of a circle and began to move around until it was behind Kakashi. Naruto then jumped out of his shadow with a smile on his face and said, I think I'll call that shadow sneak. To come up with something like and be able to perform it so quickly, not even Minato-sensei could do something like that, Kakashi thought. Excellent work, Naruto. How did you do that? Kurenai asked. I'm not entirely sure. I just thought if the darkness absorbs color and light, then my shadow could absorb me if I was intangible, Naruto explained. Interesting. Well, we've kept you kids long enough, you need to get to class, Asuma told them. You're right. It was nice meeting you, Asuma-san. Ja-eni Kakashi-san, Naruto said as he, Hinata, and Kurenai headed off towards the academy. Goodbye, Hinata told the 2 male Jonin. I'll see you both later, I suppose, Kurenai added. When they were gone, the Asuma turned to Kakashi and asked, that kid is gonna be turned the ninja world on its head, isn't he? In ways we can only imagine, Kakashi answered. Upon arriving at the academy, Naruto and Hinata quickly took their seats and waited for class to begin. Naruto was not looking forward to seeing Iruka after his breakdown earlier, but knew he would have to face both Iruka and Anko at some point. Sensing his distress, Hinata asked, Are you alright, Naruto-kun? Yeah, I'm fine, Hinata-chan. I'm just worried about what Iruka-sensei and Anko-sensei wanted to talk to Gigi about, Naruto answered. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, Naruto-kun. Iruka-sensei and Anko-sensei care about you a lot, Hinata said, trying to reassure her crush. I hope so. I'm sorry you had to see me right after I finished crying, Hinata-chan, Naruto said. It's alright, Naruto-kun, but what exactly happened? Hinata asked. And so Naruto told her everything, about how Iruka and Anko became the family he never had, about how his greatest fear was that he would be alone again, about his desire for them to stay together, and about how part of him wished the mystery man never got caught so that they could stay together. Hinata, after listening to Naruto's story, had no idea what to say. She saw how badly he was hurting but had no words of comfort that he would accept. She could only hope Iruka and Anko could fix what was wrong with her crush. Before Hinata could give the matter any more thought, Iruka and Mizuki entered and started class. Class had proceeded as normal, although Iruka seemed to pay extra attention to Naruto, which Hinata had assumed was a good sign. Once the students were let out for break, Iruka called Naruto over to him. Naruto, I think you should cancel your after-school training today. Anko-chan and I have something to tell you, the Chunin told his blonde student. Okay, Iruka-sensei, Naruto responded, his voice sounding almost hollow. After that, Naruto left the room to find Hinata waiting for him. Sensei said that we should cancel our after-school training session. He and Anko-sensei want to tell me something, Naruto told her. That's fine, Naruto-kun, it probably won't hurt to take a break, Hinata said, worried more about Naruto's emotional state than keeping up with training. As the two made their way to their usual spot for lunch, they were joined by their other friends, Kiba, Shino, Shikamaru, and Choji. Within the last week, the six had become rather close. Is everything alright, Naruto? Something seemed to be bothering you, Choji asked. Yeah, I'm fine. I've just had a lot on my mind, Naruto said. After a moment of consideration, Naruto turned to Shikamaru and asked, Shikamaru, what can you tell me about shadows? Troublesome, probably nothing you don't already know, Shikamaru answered. Why do you want to know about shadows all of a sudden? Shikamaru asked. And so Naruto demonstrated Shadow Sneak to his friends. After a brief demonstration, he explained, I was just wondering how far I could take this technique. I think it has potential beyond just sneaking around, but I guess asking about shadows is like asking you to divulge your clan's secrets. Sorry. Don't worry about it, Shikamaru said, not really caring one way or the other. The small group of friends ate in peace until. Dobe, what was that you did a little while ago? Sasuke asked. Sasuke, if you want to join the group, just say so. You don't need to wait for me to use a technique to come over, Naruto told the last Uchiha. I have better things to do than waste time with you and these slackers. Now answer my question, Sasuke demanded. I'll consider it if you apologize to my friends and say please, Naruto responded. Rather than swallow his pride and look like he was asking for help, even though that was exactly what he was doing, Sasuke started to storm off somewhere. Before he could get very far, Naruto said, Sasuke, my earlier offer still stands, even you must get lonely. Sasuke just pretended like he hadn't heard and went on his way. Well, I tried, Naruto said as he and his friends started to eat. The rest of the school day was uneventful, just a lecture on how to break genjutsu. Once class let out Naruto, and Hinata went up to Iruka and waited for him to take them home. Once Hinata was safely within the Hyuga compound's walls, Naruto and Iruka made their way to the Namikaze house. The closer they got to the house, the more nervous Naruto seemed to get. Noticing this, Iruka said, Naruto, you don't need to look so worried, you know Anko-chan and I don't bite. Good one, sensei, Naruto responded in a hollow voice. Naruto, Iruka said at a loss for words. He wasn't accustomed to seeing Naruto in such a state. They continued the rest of their journey in silence. Upon arriving at their destination, Iruka ushered Naruto inside to where Anko was waiting for them both. Hey Gaki, how was school? Anko asked, trying to make Naruto as comfortable as possible. Fine, Anko-sensei, Naruto answered simply. Naruto, do you remember how Anko-chan and I said we were going to see the Hokage this morning? Iruka asked. Hi, came Naruto's answer. Well, we told him everything that you know about the Kyuubi, your parents, and how upset you were this morning, and the three of us are all in agreement, Iruka continued. It was fun while it lasted, Naruto said quietly, although the adults heard it. You mean you don't want us here anymore? Anko asked, trying to keep the mirth out of her voice. Huh, was Naruto's intelligent reply. Naruto, because of your status, adoption has unfortunately never been an option for you, but the Hokage agrees that since this house is yours by right, you can allow anyone you want to live here. And I'm sure you remember that Anko-chan and I said we were looking for a place for the both of us, Iruka explained. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Naruto asked in a disbelieving tone. As long as you'll have us, we'll stay with you, Iruka answered with a smile on his face. Iruka-kun, and I understand what your life has been like, at least to some degree, Anko added with a smile. Naruto couldn't hold back his tears. Iruka-nizan, Anko-nichan, thank you both so much, I hic. We know, Naruto, Iruka said. We love you too, Oturo, Anko added. After Naruto had calmed down, the three had dinner and went off to bed, ready to face tomorrow and every day after that, as a family. Winter was due to arrive in Konoha and Naruto was nervous. With the holidays just around the corner, he needed to buy gifts for Iruka, Anko, Kurenai, and something for Hinata, something good enough for Christmas and for her birthday. For Anko, he got her a personalized set of throwing knives named Fodre. Each knife from the set had a cross shape with spikes on the end of tip. One of the spikes is elongated and acts as the blade of the knife, while the other three act as the grip. The base of the blade was cyan, and the blade itself was bright yellow. The other three spikes were a slightly paler shade of yellow, and each had a cyan tip. These two colors faded into each other, unlike the clear color separation present in the blade. These knives would return to Anko when she summoned them. Kurenai was a little more difficult to shop for, but he found something he was sure she would like. When Kurenai was teaching Naruto the basics of genjutsu, he had asked her what her favorite genjutsu was. Her answer had been Magen, Jibaka Satsu, a genjutsu passed down since ancient times in Konoha. She told him that the user first disappeared from plain sight in a mist-like fashion in order to approach the target without being detected. Once close enough, the target would then be completely robbed of their mobility, as they see the mirage of a fast-growing tree coiling itself around them. Once the target is immobile, the user could then attack the enemy, usually after emerging from the trunk of the tree. Kurenai had told him that it was a useful technique for gathering information because the target remained conscious. Until now, Kurenai had used a kunai to interrogate and attack the enemy she trapped, but Naruto thought that she could look more intimidating with what he got for her. Naruto bought Kurenai a scythe named Graceful Dahlia. The handle of the Graceful Dahlia was long, pastel green, and curved. There were 2 small, gold rings near the top of the handle, a small, black section at the base of the handle, and an equally small, gold section just above that. The main blade was curved, rose pink, and had black under edges. There was another, vaguely oval-shaped blade attached to the top of the handle. This smaller blade was also rose pink with black edges. The 2 blades were connected by a cross shape and were white with gold and dark rose pink edges. The overall design of Graceful Dahlia gave it the appearance of a plucked flower. Its pink blade even resembled the pink petals that many